tonight we back up our name, Toyota Friday Night Rivals, and we've got a good one for you here this evening. It's one of Central Ohio's best rivalries. It's the Licking County League showdown between the Licking Valley Panthers and the Blue Aces of Granville. Both teams rolling right along this season, battling for playoff berths and the Buckeye Division Championship in the Licking County League. We are so glad to have you with us here tonight. What a great night for high school football in week number 8, along with Ohio State Hall of Fame running back Jeff Logan and Kellyanne Stitz on the sideline. I'm Marty Bannister. Boy, these games are so special, Jeff Logan, these type of rivalry games, and this one ranks right up there.
It really does. The history and tradition of these two programs is unequaled. I mean, you can really look into this and know that these two programs have been very successful, and add the fact that these two communities are a little uncomfortable with one another.
I think it's a great way of describing it. Let's break down these two teams, and we'll start with 7-0 Licking Valley under the guidance of head coach Randy Bothman, who's only been coaching for 50 years, including 44 as the head coach at Licking Valley. They get to this game undefeated, and one of the reasons why is the play of a talented multi-sport star quarterback, Brody Rogers.
Yeah, he's a junior, and he's really earned his way into this starting role. And if you think about the best athlete in your high school, he's going to play your shortstop, he's going to play point guard, he's going to play quarterback. This kid does it all for Licking Valley. He is special.
Granville comes in at 5-2. Their head coach is Heath Hinton, who comes from a pretty strong coaching tree. The Hinton name is known all across Ohio high school football. He's the nephew of Ron, the nephew of Tim, and he has a pretty good record as a head football coach and guides this Granville team in at 5-2. They also have a pretty good guy to carry the football for them, and that's Kyle Kirby.
Yeah, Kyle Kirby is very, very special. 20 touchdowns already rushing this season. And, hey, this football team has rushed for a total of 1,500 yards. Kyle Kirby has 1,300 of them. He is a special player.
Enough said. All right, it's Granville, it's Licking Valley. We're closing in on Kick tonight. So good to have you with us here for our Toyota Friday Night Rivals. It's Granville and Licking Valley. It's coming up next on Toyota Friday Night Rivals. Granville. You.
Won the toss and deferred. Licking Valley will receive the opening kick south end zone.
Hilliard Lawn and Garden is the proud sponsor of tonight's coin toss. Granville and Licking Valley meeting here this evening in this Licking County League matchup. Granville has won the toss, and they have elected to defer, so the Licking Valley Panthers will get the football to start this showdown here this evening. Let's say hello for the first time this evening to the third member of our broadcast crew, and we say good evening to Kellyanne Stitz.
Hey there, Marty. Longtime Licking Valley head football coach Randy Boffman described this game as a red-letter game. It's one that both communities have circled on their calendars all year long, and they look forward to with bragging rights on the line, as well as postseason implications with it being a league game. It's also a legacy game for these two football teams, and it's one that everybody looks forward to every year. You guys can see the football stands are packed with their fans. Licking Valley student section is decked out in red. Granville student section holding a whiteout with the V's crossed out. They're expecting a playoff-type atmosphere tonight, so guys, it should be a fun one.
He's one of the best in the state. Bodie Shopes getting ready to kick the football away for Granville. Back deep is Quinn Hornfeck and Dylan Keeley. Hornfeck has a 66-yard touchdown return on a kickoff to his resume this season. He is flanked to the near side, ready for football tonight on just a splendid night for high school football here in Central Ohio. Shopes approaches the football, and this rivalry game is underway, and he booms this one into and out of the end zone, and the Licking Valley offense comes back on the field for the first time tonight, led by a pretty good one at quarterback, the 5'11", 165-pound junior Brody Rogers. He's the starting point guard on the Licking Valley basketball team. He was the starting shortstop and batted leadoff on their Division III state baseball championship team. Does a little bit of everything, Mr. Logan.
Yeah, very talented young man. And, a junior quarterback, you look at his numbers so far this season, very special, 66 out of 92, 12 touchdowns, only 3 picks. And again, as I mentioned, just a junior that's really worked his way into a leadership role on this team.
Licking Valley averages just a shade under 400 yards a game, a total offense. And the first play from scrimmage is a handoff, and no running room at all for Donovan Galoni, who has stepped into that running back spot and led the way this season. Good pressure up front by this Granville defense, getting there right away. The head coach's son, Heath Hinton's son, Garrett, with the first stop of the night. Played a no gain back to the 20 as you watch Garrett Hinton come racing in from that defensive end spot. 22nd tackle of the season. And we are just underway tonight here at Granville and Licking County. Our first visit out to the Licking County League in a few years here on Friday Night Rivals. Rogers to throw, has Hornfeck to the near side, out of a tackle attempt to the 25, and is shoved out of bounds near the first down marker. Coming over for Granville as a flag comes flying in after the tackle. Inside linebacker Luke Sanchez, one of the captains, was there on the stop, but we do have a penalty flag.
Yeah, Devin Bodle was coming up from that cornerback spot and looked like he had the play. See what happened. We may have been a little extracurricular afterwards.
Our first penalty flag of the night is sponsored, this look at the flag, by the United States Army. Uncover your potential in the U.S. Army.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the blue team, number 17. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on number 2. They'll offset. It'll be first down.
Outside linebacker Luke Priano and wide receiver Silas Kyle exchanging some pleasantries on the sideline, and it's an offsetting.
We talked about these communities being a little uncomfortable with one another. Apparently the players on the field feel the same way.
Ball moved out to the 31, a gain of 11, and it'll be first down at 10 for the Licking Valley offense. This first down of the night, this first down sponsored by Buckeye State Bank. Out of the pistol formation, Rogers will hand off, and this is Galoni working into the middle of the field and gets out across the 35-yard line before a number of guys wearing dark blue are able to bring him down. Galoni, a 5'11", 190-pound senior. Let's check out that Panthers offense, and there it is. They are a very balanced team. They have a number of targets for Rogers to throw the football to, but it all starts on the ground with Donovan Galoni, who comes into the game tonight with 969 yards, 11 touchdowns, a guy who has waited his turn. Jeff, you love this term. He's a north-south runner.
Absolutely. Keeps those pads low when he goes through that point of attack.
Last play, gain 5. It's a 2nd and 5. Rogers to throw and a catch far side. Going down to make the catch across the 40 is Hornfeck. And down to a knee. Let's check out that Granville defense that will try and slow down this Licking Valley offense tonight. There's a good look at it, as we saw earlier with Garrett Hinton making that first stop of the night. Keep an eye at one of those end spots. You'll see him in and out. They run a lot of guys up front tonight. Ian Roberts, the nose tackle. We mentioned Garrett Hinton. But Orion Armadabar at one of those end spots, he'll be in and out. They run a lot of guys, as I mentioned, and they'll try to keep everybody fresh. He has 7 tackles for a loss this season. Austin Thompson, Luke Sanchez, good ones at that linebacker spot, too. Another first down for Licking Valley, and they're on the move. And here's a handoff up the middle, and it's Galone again out near the midfield stripe. He picks up 6 yards rather, to the 49.
Marty, both of these coaches before the game talked about the importance of dominating the line of scrimmage, and right now it looks like Licking Valley has got the advantage so far in this game, where they're able to get their running back going downhill.
The offensive line that Randy Boffman has, the tackles, Carson Atkins and Maverick Weaver. Atkins on the right side, Weaver on the left side. Randy Boffman, again, who's been coaching for 50 years, says they are the best tackles he's had at Licking Valley. Dylan Keeley with his first carry of the night, and he crashes into Granville territory. Close to the first down. He's going to be brought down just shy as he goes from the 49 to the 48. 49, his own 49, to the Granville 48. Now to bring up a third down and short call, 3rd down and 1 on the season. Licking Valley on third downs converts 47% of the time.
Those big tackles you talked about, Maverick Weaver, number 73 on the left side. He's a 3-year starter, a senior, 6 foot 310. On the right side, Carson Atkins, 6'4", 285, and a sophomore.
Rogers will call his own number and sprint to the near side and sprint to a first down as he gets inside the 45 to the 44 of Granville. In fact, give him an extra yard to the 43. I'll pick up a 5 for Brody Rogers. Watch it here.
Yeah, again, going behind the big senior Maverick Weaver, leading the charge there, and you can see the role of that offensive line. Number 75, Carson Atkins, that sophomore we talked about with a pancake block. He started as a true freshman a year ago, Marty. So by the time he finishes here, he'll be a 4-year starter.
Rogers with the first down came into the night with 276 yards rushing. Game is a little over 3.5 minutes old. They'll go to Keeley on the jet sweep motion. He gets to the 40 and inside the Granville 40 to the 39-yard line. He'll pick up for Dylan Keeley, a 6'2", 200-pound sophomore. 252 yards rushing on the season. Good motion here on this play.
Yeah, good job of faking in the backfield, and you can see the tackle made by that middle linebacker, Kyle Kirby. We talk so much about him on the offensive side, running the football, but one of their better football players defensively at that inside linebacker spot.
2nd down and 6 call. One good running back tackles another good running back. He knew exactly where the play was going that time, didn't he? 2 wides either side of the field for Licking Valley. 7-0 coming into this game. The Panthers of head coach Randy Boffman. Here's Galone out of a tackle attempt, 30, and breaks free out of another attempt and stumbles down inside the Granville 30 to the 25-yard line. Looked like he was dead to rights, right around the line of scrimmage, just wiggled out of that tackle attempt and sprints for 14 yards to the 25.
Well, Donovan Galone did a really good job of keeping those legs going, and Garrett Hinton, the sophomore defensive end, came up to make the initial hit, but unable to bring Galone down. I think Galone has kind of, looked at this game and said, there's all this talk about Kyle Kirby on the other side. I think he'll show him some of my wares as well.
And you saw that very definition of a north-south runner, because that's exactly what he did. There wasn't any getting to the edge. He came right back to the middle that time. First down and 10 at the 25. And again, it's Galone on the call to the right side and is tripped down inside the 20. Over there for Granville, Luke Sanchez, the inside linebacker, coming up to slow down Donovan Galone. Had some big games this year, has Galone. Went for 172 in their win over Amanda. Had 165 and a couple of touchdowns and a win over a pretty good Columbus Bishop Reedy team. And in the season opener, he went for 118 in their victory over the Generals of Sheridan. 2nd down and 4, the ball at the Granville 19. We are 5 minutes into this one tonight. And Licking Valley is on the move after taking the opening kick at the 25. And they have driven inside the Valley Ford red zone, and this is the quarterback Rogers keeping the football and spinning around the 15-yard line, getting inside the 10 to the 9 as the ball is inside the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals meet even greater service.
Well, this is classic Randy Boffman football, coming out here and just doing the blue-collar work. Nothing special. Good job of running the ball behind that big offensive line. This is a team that has 15 wins in a row dating back to last season of regular season wins. And a year ago, they got the win, breaking a 20-game win streak that Granville had in this series.
Pickup of 18. The ball's at the Granville 7, where it's a 1st and goal. Galoni to the right side. Garrett Hinton meets him. He's able to muscle out of that tackle attempt and continues to push his way towards the goal line and gets to the 2, perhaps the 1. We'll see where they will put his knee down. And just look at that young man as he gets up out of the pile. He's a pretty physical running back, Donovan Galoni.
Yeah, watch the extra effort here. It looks like he's down at this point. Got 2 guys on him, and he just keeps chugging and keeps reaching and got it down all the way to the 1-yard line.
Pickup of a half dozen where it becomes 2nd down and goal. Licking Valley on the ground, 240 yards a game, so it's pretty obvious where they like to hang their hat offensively.
No
Jeff.
question. Averaging almost 400 yards of total offense and 40 points a game. And nobody really has been able to stay close to this football team all season long.
Opening drive of the game out of the pistol formation. Galoni behind Rogers. Rogers takes a snap, gives to Galoni, and he will just power his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Licking Valley. Donovan Galoni barrels into the end zone. That's another D.R. Horton touchdown. D.R. Horton is America's builder. From 1 yard out, Donovan Galoni puts Licking Valley on top.
5'11", 190, and look at the power here as he's hit right at the line of scrimmage and delivers the blow and takes Luke Bossi, an excellent football player, playing that free safety spot, but not much of a match for the big running back, Donovan Galoni.
Touchdown at the 5:29 mark, so they eat up almost 7 minutes of first quarter clock. Justice McLean, who is 35 of 36 on extra point attempts this season. On to try the extra point out of the hold of Quinn Hornfeck. Snap is good, the hold is good, the kick by McLean is up, and the kick is good. Licking Valley goes right down the field, 75 yards. Galoni caps it off with the 1 yard scoring sprint. Licking Valley takes the first points of the night, 7-0 over Granville. This is Toyota Friday Night Rivals.
This time of year, it's all or nothing. And your Toyota dealers have all you need to pull you through the rain, snow, and mud that's headed our way. Now, during Toyota Truck Month, they've got more all-wheel drive choices like the legendary 4Runner, the world-renowned Land Cruiser, the powerful Tundra, or this best-selling 25 Tacoma, which you can get with 2.99 APR financing, or lease a well-equipped 25 Tacoma for $269 a month. Get your Tacoma now during Toyota Truck Month. Toyota, let's go places.
Landon Goss is one of the return men for Granville, also back deep for the Blue Aces. Flanked to the far side is Carter Ryan, a very talented freshman. Licking Valley took the opening kick and just marched down the field very efficiently on that opening drive as they pushed the ball in from 75 yards out. Galoni with the 1 yard touchdown run. They lead 7-0. Pretty impressive drive by Licking Valley, Jeff.
No question about it. And there was nothing special there. That was their vanilla package. They came out and just executed very well. No surprises there. Now we got to see if Granville has the answer. And this, again, is a team that loves to run the football, as we've talked about.
Levi Lewis will kick the football away for Licking Valley. Blue tiger paw at the side of the helmets. And here is the kick, high end over end. This will be to the near side, and it's fielded by Goss. And he's to the middle field, 25, and a decent return across the 25. And Granville will have the football, first down and 10, as flags come in after the kick. Ball will be spotted at the 27-yard line. There was a little extracurricular activity after the play had come to a halt.
Yeah, it's going to be personal foul against Licking Valley.
Our referee tonight is Doug Murphy.
There's the call. It looked like a late hit and then taunting, basically, over top of the defender or the return team that they took down. So officials trying to set the tone of this game. They understand the rivalry. They understand the importance of this game, but they're not going to let things get out of control.
And a lot of times, Jeff, you will see that when the officials meet, as Doug
Dead
Murphy
ball,
tells us.
personal foul. Late hit, number 26. 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
They will tell the captains, hey, this is what we're going to be watching for, so keep it clean,
Talk
guys.
to your team. Yeah, talk to your team about it. So terrific field position. Start this drive at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, it was back ahead of the tackle as there was a little contact going on. So Granville with the football, first down and 10. And the ball moved out to the 42. Now we got another penalty flag.
Dead ball, offsides on the defense, number 66. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Everybody's a little excited.
So that'll move the ball up to the 47-yard line. That was Owen Lohr, the 5'8", 250-pound sophomore interior lineman, lined up offside. And again, flags come in as Jackson McMillan retreated to throw.
This is going to go against
Dead ball,
Granville.
False start, offense, number 11, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Casey Ricardo, the wideout. So we go forward 5, we go backwards 5.
Yeah, neither of these teams have been penalized a whole bunch this season, but it gives you some idea of maybe the importance of this game. Heath Hinton out there speaking with the officials. He didn't see any motion out there, but he's going to need to get himself back
There's
over.
no noisemakers allowed in the stands.
That's apparently what Heath Hinton was talking to Doug Murphy about. So we hear a lot of bells in the stands, a lot of cowbells. Not sure what the noisemakers were. That's the issue. But Doug Murphy making it very emphatically clear you can't do that. So the ball's back to the 42 where it's first down and 10. And the first play from scrimmage is Kirby. And he has his first carry of the night, picks up a couple of yards out to the 44-yard line. Good look at that young man who benches 260. He squat lifts 500 and deadlifts 500. Just a daily workout for Jeff Logan.
That sounds big. There you can see the handoff just inside. Got an offensive line doing a pretty decent job, but not a whole lot of running room.
Kirby is a commit to Colgate. Enters the night 1,308 yards and 20 rushing touchdowns this season. Second down and 8. Back to throw is McMillan and has a receiver. That's Carter Ryan, the freshman, and he's into Licking Valley territory at the 45 and angles out of bounds far side. And as Licking Valley went up and down the field on the ground, Granville goes to the air to pick up their first down of the night. The first down sponsored by Buckeye State Bank.
Now watch this kid warm up a little bit. Speaking of Carter Ryan, because you think about a freshman, 6 foot, 175. Just a string bean out there. But his workout in getting ready for the game and in doing the drills with the quarterback, very much concentrating on looking that ball in every time. Very impressed with his preparation.
Yep, sensational freshman. That was his 15th catch of the season, good for 14 yards. Here's number 15 on the carry for Granville, and it's Kirby getting inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Let's check the starting lineups for this Granville offense and the Licking Valley defense. There's the Granville offense. We were just talking a moment ago about that outstanding freshman wideout, Carter Ryan. They run a number of wideouts in and out. That offensive line, led by the center, Cooper Gregory, is a young man who's recovered from an automobile accident back in the spring. Kellyanne Stitz will tell you more about that through the evening. But this is a very good offensive line that Heath Hinton has, and they've been paving the way for Kyle Kirby to run for over 1,300 yards this season.
Yeah, we're standing room only here for this game. I think they've turned off all the lights and locked the doors in Granville. Everybody's at the football game.
Second down and 7 at the Licking Valley 39. It's Kirby on the handoff, and he is slowed down as he got into the hole, grabbing him around the waist and just hanging on for dear life for Licking Valley that time. As they were able to slow him down was one of the defensive linemen, Lincoln Clements, a 6'2", 200-pound senior. There you see that Licking Valley defense, which holds opponents rather to just 10 points a game and just 42 on the ground this season. Grady Marlott at the linebacker spot, their team leader in that category. A breakout season last year. He's followed that up with a very good season this year. Third down and 6 for Granville. We're at the 3:15 mark of this first quarter with Licking Valley on top 7-0. Granville trying to answer their opening scoring drive.
Changing the play at the line of scrimmage.
McMillan goes back to throw, tried to dump it to Kirby. The pass was deflected by Griffin Williams, one of the outside linebackers. He came within a whisper of picking that pass off.
Boy, there was running room, too. If the quarterback could have just dropped that ball in over top of the pressure. I'm not so sure he saw it coming here, but you can see the ball tipped right before it got there. Really good defensive play by Griffin Williams. And, Marty, as you mentioned, he would have been off to the races.
So it makes it a 4th and 6 on the incompletion. The ball's at the 38-yard line of Licking Valley.
They're going to play. 4 down territory.
They have a very good punter / place kicker, Bodie Shopes. But Heath Hinton here early on in this game. Going to go for it. Back to throw now as McMillan fires and receiver wide open. That's Ryan, middle of the field at 20 to the 15. He's to the near side to the 10 to the 5, and he will race into the end zone. Touchdown. Carter Ryan, the 6 foot, 175-pound freshman, goes 38 yards on 4th down for the score. And Granville's a point away from tying this game up.
Once again, we talked about his last catch and how this kid really works hard at his trade. Watch this move he puts on. Whoop, you're gone. Takes it right to the corner of the end zone. And I am very impressed with this young man. When he grows into that body, gets a little bit more strength on him, Marty, he is going to be tough to cover.
His 4th touchdown reception of the season, Bodie Shopes, 24 of 26 on extra points. Young man being highly recruited at that place kicking spot. Spent a lot of time in the summer at kicking camps. Snap is good, the hold is good, the kick. And that one was just out of a cannon shot right there as it sails way back behind the end zone and out of play. 7-7, a good start to this showdown game in the Licking County League tonight. Granville, Licking Valley tied at 7 on Toyota Friday Night Rivals. Thanks to Kroger Great Lakes Distribution Center, tonight's game is streaming live on the ABC6 YouTube channel, the ABC6 Facebook page, the ABC6 News app, and on the CWColumbus.com. 7-7 is our score here at Granville. Sensational freshman Carter Ryan with a 38-yard touchdown reception. Kellyanne Stitz, that's a young man who has a very interesting story.
Yeah, Marty, Carter Ryan has stepped into a big role for such a young player, but he's used to, unfortunately, navigating adversity. He has had to learn that from such a young age because his mother passed away from cancer a year ago. The program rallied around him, and the way that he's handled the unimaginable has moved the community here for Granville. And Coach Hinn also mentioned that Carter has made an impact at every level, and everybody's rallying around this young man.
Kellyanne, thank you. He moved to the Granville area and lives with his aunt and uncle here after the tragic loss of his mother to that awful disease, cancer. Here's the kick by Shopes, and it will, again, sail into the end zone and out of the end zone. And Licking Valley will get the football. 7-7 is our score. The keys to tonight's game for both these teams. For Licking Valley, Randy Baughman said simply, we just need to be who we are. And they showed that in that opening drive by just grinding the football down the field. And they have to do what they can to contain Kyle Kirby, if they can. He mentioned that part of our conversation. For Heath Hinton, pretty simple. Knows it's going to be a hard-fought game, and they have to win the line of scrimmage if they are to win this football game tonight. You hear that used so often. I think it kind of falls into that coach's cliche category, but there's a lot of validity to it.
There is certainly some truth to that. No question about it. This drive will start at the 20-yard line.
First down and 10 for Licking Valley. Rogers is rolling to throw. Still rolling and looking. And finally, we'll just heave this one downfield. And, is that a catch over there?
Sure looked like it.
Going airborne was the receiver right in front of his bench. Leaping up was Silas Kyle. And
they're bringing it back.
There's a penalty flag, too, back upfield. So,
what a good job, though, of Brody Rogers dropping that
illegal
dime.
Forward pass. Quarterback was past the line of scrimmage. It's a 5-yard penalty and lost it down.
Allowed to move the ball back to the 15. So, as they started their opening drive at the 20 when they went 80 yards, they start this one at the 20. Now go back 5.
The only comment I was going to make, it looked like Brody Rogers should have just tucked and run this ball, and obviously you can see the first down marker right there, and he was a good yard ahead of it.
Illegal forward pass. Offense number 1, 5-yard penalty, loss it down, second down.
Oh, by the way, our keys to the game tonight, sponsored by, of course, Toyota. So makes it a 2nd and 15 with just a little over 2.5 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Been a good start to this one. Both teams put the ball in the end zone on their first possessions on the night. Rogers will hand off. This is Galoni, and not much running room at all as Rory McShane, a 6', 195-pound senior linebacker, was the first blue ace wearing a blue shirt to get there and drop Donovan Galoni.
Again, you got to team tackle him, and you can see McShane, the first one to get there. Very active player at that inside linebacker spot. There's your shot into the huddle. Licking Valley Panthers.
Randy Boffman, 44th year as the head coach at Licking Valley. I mean, they've only named the high school stadium after him, so that probably tells you a little bit about how much they revere the legendary head coach. Back to throw is Rogers on 3rd and long, 3rd and 13. Flushed out of the pocket, now being chased, rolling, being chased by Kyle Kirby, and Kirby will throw him down far side sideline. Kirby was spying him the whole way and would not let him get to the edge to try to turn it up or even try to throw the football. There you see some of that speed that Kirby possesses.
Absolutely, and watch him throw the hammer down on this. A good job of spying the quarterback. And there's that right hand coming down, trying to strip that ball, Marty, as well as make the tackle. And it's going to put them in an awkward 4th down punting situation. And we'll see here if Granville wants to bring the heat.
Back deep to punt is Evan Lohr, averaging 31 yards a kick. This will be his 10th kick of the season. And the right footer gets off a very high spiraling kick that will bounce at the 45 and take a good Licking Valley roll inside the 40 and wobble to a halt at about the 38-yard line, and that's where Granville will put their offense back onto the field here in this first quarter, which has a minute to go here in quarter number 1. Don't forget, the Football Fever returns tomorrow morning, bright and early, 11 o'clock, getting you ready for the Buckeyes and the Fighting Illini of Illinois. Dave Holmes, and we just heard from Kellyanne Stitz a short time ago. She'll be making the trip back to the studios for the Football Fever on ABC 6, starting bright and early tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. Buckeyes at Illinois playing for the Wooden Turtle, the Illabuck Trophy.
How about that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we cared much about that back in the day. I don't think they care much about it today.
Woody didn't make a big deal out of winning the Illabuck?
Yeah, to be perfectly honest with you. That's kind of in line with going to the pumpkin show.
Oh, here we go. Garrett Hannes goes set to the far side. McMillan takes the handoff and gives to Kirby.
Whoa.
And he is caught in the backfield and brought down. Great penetration that time, racing in for Licking Valley. On that defensive side was one of the defensive backs, Brody Barrows, a 5'11", 200-pound senior. Watch him shoot the gap and make the tackle here.
Yeah, you look at his stats, and you can see that he has tackles for a loss. He has quarterback sacks. That means that they bring him on blitzes. That time he was free to run, and he got through the line and able to make that tackle for a loss of 1 on the play.
30 seconds left in what's been an entertaining quarter number 1 of football here tonight. These two Licking County League Buckeye Division rivals both reside in Division III, Region 11 of the computer rankings. McMillan to throw, and the pass is low, and almost another interception by Griffin Williams. That time he got both hands on the football as he laid out for it. Intended receiver was Garrett Hannes to the near side. But Williams, again, almost with his second pick. Watch him lay out here.
Yeah, and if there's anything I comment on this thing, it was the fact that I think Jackson McMillan made the decision that he was going there without going through his checks. Because there was coverage right away on Garrett Hannes. He needs to check down and find an open receiver.
Clock is stopped with 20 seconds left here in the quarter. Granville's offense, 392 yards a game, 187 on the ground, 155 through the air. They convert on 52% of their third downs, and this is a third down call. McMillan will zip the ball near side. This is Kirby with the catch, but he will be dropped shy of the first down as Evan Lohr, one of the defensive backs, helped out by Griffin Williams, come up to combine on the stop of the talented senior running back. So that'll make it 4th down. And with 2 seconds left, that will be and will have been the last play of quarter number 1. Good start to this Licking County League Buckeye Division showdown tonight.
Quarter.
Two bitter rivals going at one another. Each team scores the first time they have the ball. We go to quarter number 2 in a 7-7 game on Toyota Friday Night Rivals.
thing. So if you're interested in this amazing trip paradise, you can buy tickets at hometown ticketing at about $25 for one ticket, and you can get 2 tickets for $50 and become a family experience.
Coming up at halftime, Jeff Logan is back, and they are back. Your favorite furry mascot friends will compete in the one and only Mascot Challenge, sponsored by Safe Light Auto Glass. We welcome you back to the Hodge, as they call it here, Hodges Stadium in Granville, Ohio, for our Friday night Toyota Rivals matchup. Marty Bannister, Jeff Logan, Kellyanne Stitz, the best stat guy in the business, Jason Van Hoos, and we are glad you're with us here on this Friday for one of the more intense rivalries in Central Ohio high school football. Over 70 years, Granville and Licking Heights have gone after one another. And here is Bodie Shope's punt, a very high punt that Evan Lohr will watch, bounce inside the 5 and take a very good roll for Shopes. He's a good one. 40-yard average for that very good kicker for Granville. And they will pin the Licking Valley offense in the shadow of their own goal line. Get caught up with what is happening with your favorite high school team. Watch FNR Scores on Fox 28 tonight after the game. It's sponsored by D.R. Horton, which is, of course, America's builder. A lot of big games around the area tonight. We're happy to be here. A lot of folks keeping their eye on that Upper Arlington Olentangy Orange game back in the Ohio Capital Conference.
Big game. Absolutely. Those two teams highly ranked in the computer rankings. Olentangy Orange, number 1.
We'll have Logan's Heroes a little bit later on in the game tonight. Here's Galone diving out across the 10-yard line as he gets close to 7 yards. They will put his knee down at the 11, I think. Where are they going to mark it down? At the
right at the 10.
Right at the 10, so a gain of 7 for Donovan Galone. Mainly a blocking back last year. They had a pretty good one carrying the mail for him last year, Trenton Marcus, who ran for over 1,400 yards. But Galone has stepped in and put his own stamp on this Licking Valley offense. And this time, though, he will
quarterback kept it
on the fake as Rogers comes to the near side. Did a great job of sticking the ball in the belly of Galone and then running to the near side. And is finally chased out of bounds to the near side.
Yeah, 2 or 3 of those Blue Aces went right after Galone. And what do you know? Brody Rogers comes out and puts him in a good position, gets the first down. You know, following a really bad mistake on special teams as you watch this play again. Good faking in the backfield. Look at the blocking by the receivers downfield and doing a pretty good job of running right over top of Landon Goss, the cornerback out there. But, Marty, mistake by not fair catching that ball at about the 10-yard line. That ball rolled down inside the 1.
Licking Valley, though, with a little breathing room. They moved the ball out to the 20-yard line. Last play, gain 10. Flags are down as the handoff goes inside for Galone. This one came from the back judge, so this will be a delayed game against the offense.
Dead ball, delayed game on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That look at the penalty flag, sponsored by the United States Army. Uncover your potential in the United States Army. This will be a 1st and 15 for Licking Valley. This first down in quarter number 2, sponsored by our friends at Classic Exteriors.
Yep, the play clock well positioned in the end zones for the quarterbacks to view. Down to 15 seconds now.
Jeff, I would think that and lining up offsides are probably 2 of the most frustrating things for a coaching staff.
Absolutely.
High snap that Rogers pulls down and hands off to Galone. There he goes, out across the 30, 35, and now this is the foot race, and watch him go. 45, 40. He has a defender trying to slow him down inside the 25. Gets out of that tackle attempt to the 15, and is still on the go and barrels inside the 15-yard line to the 13. First down for the Licking Valley Panthers as Donovan Galone just powers his way past people. A 72-yard sprint and a first down at the Granville 13-yard line.
Yeah, basically untouched through the point of attack, and gets himself down inside the red zone, and what a job of acceleration by Donovan Galoni, showing he's not only a power runner, he can put it down pretty quick too.
Ball's inside the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals meet even greater service. This is Rogers, the quarterback, weaving his way through the defense and sprinting into the end zone. Touchdown. Brody Rogers from 13 yards out. Again, that play fake drew the defense to Galoni, and then Rogers did the rest and runs in for the score. And Licking Valley again goes to the ground to retake the lead.
An exceptional job of faking back there, and Galoni deserves some of that credit as well, carrying that fake out as the running back. He had at least 2 blue aces attacking him, and he didn't have the ball.
That second rushing touchdown of the night is another D.R. Horton touchdown. D.R. Horton is America's builder. McLean on to try the extra point out of the hold of Quinn Hornfeck. Snap is good. The kick by McLean is up, and it is good as it curved inside the left upright. 9:46 to go here, second quarter. Licking Valley goes back on top, courtesy of that young man, the 3-sport star. He's the point guard, he's the shortstop, and he's the quarterback for this Licking Valley offense. And he guides them down the field, and they go on top by the score of 14-7. In the state championship games in baseball back in June in Akron, he batted leadoff for the Licking Valley Panthers team, which won the state championship. He went 3 for 6 in the semis and in the finals, and guided them to a state championship. During the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we'll be highlighting the school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing.
Well, all that red over there is for the Licking Valley Panthers.
We have a Licking Valley player being tended to on the field right now as clock is stopped with 9:46 to go here in quarter number 2 here at Granville. We'd like to thank all the fine folks out here at Granville for all of their assistance and their hospitality tonight. We appreciate them having us out here this evening, and we have enjoyed and are enjoying our visit. Let's take a quick break. 14-7 is the lead for Licking Valley.
This time of year, it's all or nothing. And your Toyota dealers have all you need to pull you through the rain, snow, and mud that's headed our way. Now, during Toyota Truck Month, they've got more all-wheel drive choices, like the legendary 4Runner, the world-renowned Land Cruiser, the trail-dominating Tacoma, or this powerful new 25 Tundra with $3,000 customer cash or 1.75 APR financing. Or lease this Tundra for just $409 a month. Now, during Toyota Truck Month. Toyota, let's go places.
Connor Keeley helped off the field for Licking Valley, and the Panthers will get set to kick the football away as Levi Lewis will do the honors. I was part of the broadcast crew at those baseball state championships back in June, and this Licking Valley program winning their first state championship in the OHSAA, and it came in baseball. I think a lot of people automatically assume, well, they probably won one in football. They've been close a couple of times under Randy Boffman. Very short kick fielded by one of the upbacks for Granville, and getting out near the 40-yard line on the return was Connor Kirby. Back down to the sidelines, and here's Kellyanne Stitz.
Yeah, guys, Coach Boffman is very high on his quarterback, Brody Rogers. He said he's matured beyond his years, a second-year starter. He has a better understanding about dissecting opposing defenses and making pre-snap reads. And he also will sometimes make changes at the line of scrimmage, and his coaches and his teammates have full confidence in his judgment. Now, as you guys have mentioned, Brody is a 3-sport athlete and a leader in all 3 of those respective sports, including football here tonight on the field. And he's also, his older brother was a previous quarterback, so Coach Boffman has had a Rogers quarterback for the last 5 years.
I liked how the band struck up the moment Kellyanne started talking.
Absolutely.
She comes with her own theme music. This is Kyle Kirby across the 45 and out near the midfield stripe where he is brought down. Looks like it's good enough for a first down for the 6'1", 215-pound senior, Kyle Kirby. Gets out to the midfield stripe. It's a gain of 11. When these teams met last year, he was battling back from an injury and carried the ball just 4 times for 11 yards that night.
That's pretty impressive. He got his pads low and just ran over the cornerback, Evan Lohr, who tried to come up and make the play. Evan was able to make the stop, but Kyle Kirby won the battle.
A couple of weeks ago against Utica, he went for 264 yards and a couple of touchdowns against the Redskins. And penalty flags as we have the ball
Dead ball,
snapped.
false start. Offense, number 54. 5 yards penalty, still first down.
That was the right tackle, George Walter, 5'9", 170-pound sophomore. And again, that look at the penalty brought to you by the U.S. Army, uncovering your potential in the U.S. Army. 9:10 to go in this second quarter, a game that Licking Valley leads 14-7. Jeff mentioned the game last year between these two. Granville rolled into that having won 20 straight regular season games, and it was very much a point of emphasis for the Licking Valley folks to try and stop that winning streak that Heath Hinton's team had rolled to 20 in a row. Now coming into tonight, Licking Valley has won 15 straight regular season games dating back to last season. And here is Kirby for Granville, again, just dodging defenders and finding his way into Licking Valley territory to the 46-yard line.
Boy, when you can run the ball after a penalty and pick up 10 yards on first down, that is just huge for your offense because it does open the playbook up for what you want to do on second down. And look at the number of white jerseys that it took to bring down Kyle Kirby. You know, one thing interesting about the offensive lineup for the Blue Aces, there's only 2 seniors on this entire starting group. Coach Heath Hinton has a bunch of young people and the future very bright for Granville.
Luke Bossy comes in motion and set to the near side. Handoff goes to Kirby, and on second down and 6, he carries to the 44, pickup of a couple.
You know, the one thing with Jackson McMillan, the quarterback, and we've seen him connect already tonight with a touchdown pass to Carter Ryan, but one of the things that he is learning in that quarterback position, his numbers on touchdowns, he now has 8 touchdown passes, but 5 interceptions on the season. And we've seen a couple tonight already that have been fairly close, and that's going to come with experience. He's big and strong, 6'1", 205. He's got a gun, but he's just got to make good decisions out there.
Third down and 4. It was a very spirited battle preseason-wise between McMillan and Parker Costa to replace Beckett Long, who was their starter last season. Here's Kirby on the handoff. Needed to get to the 40 for the first down and might be about a yard shy. See where the spot is for this for Kyle Kirby. Beckett Long last year threw for over 1,700 yards and 24 touchdowns for Granville.
Going to be about the length of the football shy of the first down. Really good job by the officials spotting that ball.
At the 41-yard line, so a fourth down and short.
Got to believe this has got Kirby written all over it.
I would think so. But prior to the play unfolding.
Timeout by Licking Valley.
Timeout, Licking Valley.
So Randy Boffman and his defense.
Their first charge timeout of the half.
Want to figure this out. Let's look at the timeout brought to you by the State Highway Patrol. So a timeout with the clock stopped. 6:43 to go here in quarter number 2 of a game that is 14-7. Heath Hinton in his second year as the head coach at Granville. Prior to this head coaching stint, he was at Wellston in 04 to 06, turned that program around, went to Marion Harding in 2007, coached the Presidents till 2010, turned that program around, went to Circleville for 7 years, turned that program around, and then went to Zane Trace outside of Chillicothe and turned that program around, so much so, in fact, in 2022, he was the Ohio High School Football State Coach of the Year.
I think there have been Hintons coaching at every school south of I-70, right?
I think so.
In the state of Ohio.
Don't miss the Middlefield Bank play of the game in the fourth quarter of tonight's game. Middlefield Bank, your everything bank, with 6 locations in central Ohio. That Hinton name is all over high school football, certainly in the Mid-State League. Ron Hinton, for many years at Amanda Clear Creek, turned that very small school into a big-time power. Tim Hinton is on Ryan Day's staff at Ohio State. Fourth down call. This is Kirby on short yards, and he's not going to make it. Did not make the first down. Great penetration again inside by that Licking Valley defense. They had a number of guys shoot the gap that time. Brady Marlon, the linebacker, one of the first Panthers to get there.
Boy, that was just great execution by the Licking Valley Panthers defense.
Griffin Williams also, Jeff, who's narrowly missed a couple of interceptions in this game, made a huge tackle right there, stopping Kyle Kirby.
Yeah, getting down by the legs and team tackling. Getting some help from Braden Marlett, who came in to make the play as well.
So on downs, Licking Valley gets the football back at the 41, their own 41, leading 14-7 with 6:39 to go here in the first half. Brody Rogers with Deloney to his right, and
receiver moved at the top of the screen.
False start on the offense, number 2. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
You know, these are not mistakes you expect to see in week 8 from two really well-coached football teams.
That was Silas Kyle, the wide receiver. We have a Licking Valley player shaken up. That's 3-year starter and starting center Hunter White, 5'11", 250-pound senior who needs some assistance making his way off the field. And that's a pretty big loss right there when you lose your 3-year starter, depending on the position, but certainly at center.
Well, and there really was no contact on the play at all.
Right. Don't forget, coming up as teams go to the locker room, Kellyanne Stitz will spend some time with the head coach of the team that has the lead tonight as they head to the locker room. And that is brought to you again by our friends at Music Go Round. Music Go Round with the coach's thoughts as we go to the locker room. Right now, Randy Boffman will be Kellyanne's guest, but still a lot of football to go here in quarter number 2. First and 15. It's brought to you by Classic Exteriors. Rogers on the handoff. And Galoni with the carry again. Line of scrimmage again, the 36. He got about a yard to the 37-yard line after the walk-off.
Second 15 for the Panthers from their own 36-yard line.
Randy Boffman, 44 years as the head coach at Licking Valley. 357 wins, 130 losses. Galoni stacked up after Rogers gave him the football, and again a short gain to the 39-yard line. We were down in the field talking to Randy Boffman prior to the game, and I asked him, I said, Coach, do these games start to kind of run together right now? And he goes, at my age, everything in my head runs together right now.
Well, that's the 12th carry tonight for Donovan Galoni back there. He had the long run, obviously, and scored a touchdown tonight. 123 yards rushing already here in the first half for Donovan Galoni.
Saw Randy Boffman to the side of one of his linemen. 3rd and 11 for Licking Valley. Again, 47% on third down conversions this season. Here's Rogers trying to set up a middle screen. Floats the ball into the hands of Galoni, and he comes back to the middle of the field. 45, lowers his shoulder, and powers for a first down into Granville territory before he's brought down at the 47-yard line.
Now, this team doesn't throw the ball often, but when they do, they are very effective in terms of being able to get the ball to their playmakers. And Donovan Galoni, if you're stopping him running, will sneak him out the back door and set up the screen and watch him make somebody miss. If you're a good running back and you want to be a great running back, you've got to make somebody miss. You got to be your own blocker sometimes out there. Woody Hayes used to say BYOB. Now, in college, you knew that as bring your own beverage.
As it has an entirely different meaning.
Yes.
Play gain 14 yards and a first down. Here's Galoni again with a little stutter step, and then he is dropped as he starts into the hole. Rory McShane over there to greet him for Granville across the 45.
And I know you would only bring water. You'd bring your own beverage, right?
As far as you know.
Yes.
And we have another player slow getting up after the play. Athletic training staff will check on the Granville player. Ball across the 45 at the 44. Licking Valley last year went 11-2. Granville last year coming off a 9-2 campaign. 14-7, Licking Valley on top.
This will be a TV timeout.
Stick around at the half for the Kitchen Saver halftime show. You will be introduced to this week's Donato Scholar Athletes of the Week from both Licking Valley and Granville High Schools. And we'll have scores from around Central Ohio. It's all coming up for you in the Kitchen Saver halftime show. Down to the sidelines again, and Kellyanne Stitz.
You guys were highlighting Randy Boffman and his incredible career coaching, 44 years as a head coach in Licking Valley, but he's also reached a really significant milestone this season, 50 years coaching as for the Hall of Fame high school head coach. Now, he's also reached a point where he's coaching his former players' sons. He told me that right tackle Carson Atkins' dad, Shane, played for him in the 90s and went on to play at Michigan State, and Griffin Williams' dad also played for him in the 90s and went on to play at Bowling Green. Randy Boffman has also been fortunate enough to coach his grandsons. And he told me, that means I'm old. And I said, no, that means that you've created an impact on the program and a lasting legacy at Licking Valley.
Holy cow.
Kellyanne always looking for the positive in every story. Ben Breckenridge being helped off the field for Granville.
He'll go to the medical tent. Looked like a lower leg injury.
Licking Valley with the football. 2nd down and 7 at the 44 of Granville. Licking Valley up by a touchdown. Rogers to throw, and the pass is caught by Silas Kyle, who had to turn back to the pass and made the catch. Luke Sanchez ranging over from one of those linebacker positions to drop the receiver inside the 40.
Really odd throwing motion by Brody Rogers. I'm not being critical of it, but it looks like he's getting ready to throw the ball downfield, and then all of a sudden the ball comes out wide to the flat. Very difficult for the defensive backs to be able to read.
Play carried to the 39, so it'll be third down and short, 3rd down and 2.
Single coverage, top of your screen.
Put a slot back to the near side on the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and short, and was there movement up front? There was. Here comes the flag.
Offsides. Defense, number 47. 5-yard penalty. Yardage will result in 1st down.
Ryan Armadabar, the 5'11", 200-pound junior, who's a tough guy to block. Watch him at the top of your screen. Just come over the line of scrimmage right there. Team leader in tackles for a loss and in sacks, 45 tackles on the season. Just a little too quick for his own good that time.
Yep. Doesn't matter what Jeff Logan thinks is the worst rule in all of high school football. You got to allow him to get back, but it's the rule. You got to be coached to do it. And you got to be disciplined enough out there to make sure you don't get jumpy on a hard count.
Deloney off to the left of Rogers, who wants to throw. Looks to the left, now still dancing around and has all kinds of time to throw the football. There's nobody to throw it to. Now Galoni says, follow me to the left side, and Rogers does, and has the sideline, 20, 15-yard line, and has run out of bounds, back up field a couple of yards. Galoni said, hey, just come on this way. I'll clear the space for you, since there was nobody to throw the football to.
Yeah, they're not marking him out until down to about the 14, 13-yard line, and it looked like Brody Rogers thought he might have stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Because he slowed down right here. He slows down.
Yeah.
Look at this. He thought he was down. He thought he'd gone out of bounds, and he ends up with another 10 yards. And it didn't look to me like on the replay there, he was kind of tight-roping the sideline, but my goodness.
I agree with you. I think
yeah.
Play did gain 21 to the 13, puts them in the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals meet even greater service.
Shovel pass.
And not much running room on that shovel pass as the ball went into the hands of Braden Barrows, who had came in at one of those wide spots and tried to get to the edge that time. Again, the line of scrimmage, the 13.
There's the pop. Yep, that's a forward pass. It's got a high completion ratio, too. You ever notice that? Mm-hmm. High completion ratio on that pass.
He managed to get inside the 10. I thought for a moment he might have stepped out of bounds on the far side, but he did manage to turn the edge just a bit and get to the 6. So it's 2nd down at the 6. Now they can pick up a 1st down without scoring. They'll load the backfield. Rogers will work over center, and they'll hand it off inside. And a lot of beef on the carry this time for Licking Valley.
Yeah, no momentum at all being able to get started there. It looks like
that was Colin McKenzie, a 6'1", 245-pound senior, getting the carry.
Wearing number 60. Mm-hmm. Now, he had to check in because of the number and make himself an eligible player because normally you cannot advance the ball, be the designated ball carrier if you're wearing number 60. They have to inform both teams that this is an eligible receiver, eligible ball carrier.
He got a yard and stays in the game as, again, they will load the backfield behind Rogers again, who works over center. He turns, hands off. This is Galoni to the left side and does not get in. Kyle Kirby came up to greet him and bring him down. He managed to get inside the 5.
That time Colin McKenzie was not the ball carrier. He was the lead blocker setting that play up and just about got to the edge. But it's going to bring up 3rd down.
No, he got the first down.
He did.
He got the first down. That's
did.
what I was waiting to see where they were spotting the football at, and they put it just inside the 3. So it is good enough.
1st and goal.
For a first down. Classic Exteriors first down as we go under a minute to go here in this half. And again, the lead at 14-7 for Licking Valley, but they are close to adding on to that. Now timeout called by Granville.
Timeout, Granville. That's their first charge timeout of the half.
Heath Hinton wants to talk to his defense.
A good opportunity for them to be able to just take a breather here, make sure everybody's on the same page.
This timeout is sponsored by the Ohio State Highway Patrol. It's not too late to transform your talents into a career with the Ohio State Highway Patrol. Good look at that Licking Valley huddle. You saw the right tackle, Carson Atkins, 6'4", 285-pound sophomore, towering over his teammates. Jeff was talking about the way he came on late last year, made a big leap from his freshman to sophomore year. And Randy Boffman again saying those 2 tackles, Atkins on the right and Maverick Weaver on the left, are the best tackles he's had at Licking Valley. And that says something when you've been coaching this place for 44 years.
No doubt. Brody Barrows, an extra running back in there.
It's 1st and goal. The ball just inside the Granville 3. With 37 seconds left in half number 1. Now Granville will get the ball to start the second half. Again, they load the backfield. Rogers again operates over center. Gives to the running back, and Galoni is into the end zone. Touchdown. Donovan Galoni with another D.R. Horton touchdown. D.R. Horton is indeed America's builder. Donovan Galoni is into the end zone once again tonight.
Good lead blocking up front. You saw the block by Maverick Weaver, the left tackle, playing on the right side that time. Watch 73. Totally dominate here and just creates the opportunity for the running back, Donovan Galoni, to be able to sneak it into the end zone.
Rogers on to try the extra point. In fact, now they're going to kick the extra point.
Yep.
For a moment, like they were thinking about 2 here. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick by McLean is up. And the kick is good. So with 34 seconds left, Licking Valley has opened up a 2-score lead. Donovan Galoni into the end zone a couple of times here at half number 1. And coming into the night, he had scored 11 rushing touchdowns this season. He has gone over the 1,000-yard mark tonight rushing-wise on the season as well, too. And Licking Valley doing Licking Valley things here in half number 1, Jeff Logan, as they've opened up this lead to 21-7.
Yeah, Galoni off to a great start. Been used as a receiver on the screen play out of the backfield as well. Been very effective here in the first half with 2 rushing touchdowns. He's got 13 or 15 on this. I'm 15 carries for 133 yards tonight. And, man, he just really brings the heat. Now, you know, one thing that is of interest with these 2 teams, you talk about the great kicking that Granville has with Bodie Shopes, and he's been recruited by everybody in the country. All of their drives have started at the 20-yard line because he kicks it through the end zone, all right? On the other side, Licking Valley has really not been able to get that ball deep on kickoffs, and it's resulted in great field position. And still 34 seconds remaining in this half. I think the Blue Aces have got to look at this as another opportunity to try and get the ball in the end zone as well as getting the ball to start the second half.
34 seconds left. They could have an opportunity to do a double dip here. This kick by Lewis is fielded far side, maybe his best kick of the night, the deepest kick of the night, certainly. And on the return, this is Landon Goss. And not much running room at all for Goss, just across the 20.
Yeah, by far, just his best kick of the night. No question about that.
Levi Lewis does the kicking on kickoffs for Licking Valley. McLean does the extra points. So we'll see what the mindset of Heath Hinton and his offensive coaching staff is with the ball at the 21-yard line and 28 seconds left in the half. Classic Exteriors first down here in this first half of a game that Licking Valley leads 21-7. Scored the first time they had the ball, and it looks like they'll score the last time they have the ball here in the first half. Here's McMillan to throw near side, and the pass is caught by Casey Ricardo, and he is dropped immediately. A lot of guys wearing white shirts got over there in a hurry, led by Hunter Kesterson, a 5'9", 170-pound senior defensive back. Clock at 10 seconds left. They will hustle to the line of scrimmage and try to get another playoff before the half comes to an end with 5, with 4, and they're just going to let the clock run out. And that will do it for half number 1 here in Granville, Ohio, as these two long-time Licking County League rivals meet with
The end of the first half.
playoff points, first place on the line in the Buckeye division of the Licking County League, and Licking Valley has the advantage at the break as the teams make their way to their respective locker rooms. 21-7 is the lead for Licking Valley. Donovan Galoni with a big first half, a couple of rushing touchdowns. Brody Rogers engineering the offense. And Randy Boffman's team has a 14-point lead here at the intermission in this Licking County League matchup. And he is with Kelly Ann Stitz.
Coach Boffman, you take the lead 21-7 into halftime. What did you like from your team this first half?
Well, I like our intensity. What I don't like, obviously, is how many penalties we've had. Particularly our offense has just stopped ourselves. I mean, that's a little bit of the jitters in a big game like this. I thought our defense kind of settled in, but there's an awful lot of football left.
You mentioned those penalties. Where else would you like to see improvement in the third quarter?
Probably get some balance back into our offense. But hey, when the running game's working like it is, we're going to ride it for as long as we can. But we know they're going to keep loading the box, and we're going to have to throw it a little bit more.
Thank you, Coach Boffman. Good luck, guys.
Kellyanne, thank you very much. 21-7 is the lead for Licking Valley here in our Toyota Friday Night Rivals matchup over Granville. We are at Granville High School, and Licking Valley has the lead tonight at the intermission.
Under Western Skies, it also features Nathaniel Smith, trumpet, Ethan Kidd, trumpet, Caleb Reeves, trombone, and Addie Barnes, trumpet.
Yeah.
And Nathan Schumer, mellophone. Please enjoy.
Welcome into the Kitchen Saver halftime show. I'm Kellyanne Stitz. Right now, Licking Valley leads their rival Granville 21-7. But every week on the CW Columbus, we are proud to recognize our Donato's Scholar Athlete of the Week. Tonight, we introduce you to Stella Bowman from Licking Valley and Lily Crunk from Granville.
Donato's proudly recognizes Central Ohio's Scholar Athletes of the Week. Granville's Lily Cronk shines as a true scholar athlete. She's earned varsity letters every season, all district honors, and academic All-Ohio recognition while leading projects like grad growth and mentoring younger students. Stella Bowman from Licking Valley is the definition of a scholar athlete, carrying a 4.0 GPA while excelling in cross-country, track, and soccer. A regional qualifier in pole vault and team leader. Congratulations to these outstanding Donato's Scholar Athletes.
Congratulations to Lily and Stella. They are now eligible to win the Scholar Athlete of the Year contest with the CW Columbus, and they could win a $5,000 scholarship towards college. Not a bad deal at all. But now it's time for a highly anticipated halftime competition. Without further ado, I introduce you to the Safe Flight Mascot Challenge.
Welcome, everyone, to the Safe Flight Mascot Challenge, right here on the CW Columbus. Looking to pounce, it's Wildcat. Ready to roar, it's Lion. Setting up to soar, it's Eagle. Looking to sting, it's Bumblebee. And from Good Day Columbus, it's Muggsy. This week's challenge, the soccer goal. And it's the mighty Mug Muggsy taking on his mascot competitors. First up, Bumblebee. She seems to be taunting Muggsy, but the big mug is full of confidence. Here's the kick, and it's just a bit outside. Muggsy is certainly having a good laugh. That is one humble Bumblebee. Lion is next. I gotta tell you, folks, I don't see any way to score on Muggsy. Lion kicks like a brick wall. Muggsy stones Lion and celebrates the save. The fans aren't too impressed with Muggsy's sportsmanship. No roar this time, Lion. Here's Wildcat, as Muggsy is taunting the kitty by laying down like a steel wall. Nothing gets past that mug. That's one furious feline. Last up, it's Eagle. Eagle has no chance here.
I got an idea.
What's this? Wildcat is sneaking behind Muggsy and he scores on Muggsy. The fans celebrate. Muggsy is clearly upset as Wildcat gets her revenge on Muggsy, which means this week's winner is Eagle. Congratulations, Eagle, on your big win. Tune in next week for another exciting Safe Flight Mascot Challenge on the CW Columbus. No mascots were harmed in the making of this video.
The Mascot Challenge just gets better every single week. But you were watching the Kitchen Saver halftime show. Again, Licking Valley leads their rival Granville 21-7. At halftime, we'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give another round of applause to the 2025 Licking Valley Panther Marching Band.
Twenty-one-7 is our score here at the half. Licking Valley leads Granville. Welcome back to the Kitchen Saver halftime report. Marty Bannister, Jeff Logan, Kellyanne Stitz with you as we check scores from around Central Ohio on week number 8. We saw Logan Elm last week, and they are trailing Amanda Clear Creek. That game's in the second quarter in the Mid-State League by the score of 14-6. Elsewhere across the area, Pickerington North rolling right along. Nate Hillerich's team in a good tussle with Grove City, 10-7. Is the lead for the Panthers of Pickerington North in that matchup. Elsewhere, Watterson rolling again. No great surprise here. They are dismantling Hartley in the Central Catholic League, 42-7. Olentangy will see the Braves in a couple of weeks. They are beating Hilliard Darby at the half. Wade Bartholomews' team plays some pretty good defense. 7-3 is the lead there. Lancaster and Reynoldsburg meeting in the OCC, 7-7 the score in that game as they have reached the intermission. The Golden Gales and the Raiders. Newark and Tays Valley, another OCC matchup, 14-all at the half in that one. The big one around Central Ohio tonight is that one. Olentangy Orange and Upper Arlington, and it is 14-all at the half. Unbeaten Orange and once defeated Upper Arlington meeting. Good one here, Pickerington Central and Groveport Madison. Neighborhood rivalry game, 14-14 the score in that one in the OCC. Westerville Central, which had been playing some good football of late, but running into a pretty good Gahanna-Lincoln team tonight. The Lincoln Lions up 28-0 as that game nears the intermission. Big Walnut rolling right along as they are blanking Stan Jackson's Westerville North Warriors. 23-0 is the score in that one as they near the intermission. We have had some big plays in this game tonight, and last week and last Thursday there were some big plays around the country. Let's check some of those highlights.
The best Thursday night lights and Friday night rivals highlights from across the country.
Churchill hands to Ron, nice cut move, and a hurdle, he's still on his feet! Are you kidding me? Caleb Ron, touchdown! Oh my goodness, what did he just do?
Empty set now for Drahal. He's going to air it out, taking a shot deep. Making the catch in stride is Tabato. Touchdown, McCauley.
Fortier just unleashes one to Tabato. Look at that. Just a cannon down the field. Tabato gets behind the defender. Fortier with the throw. And
here's Rios. He can change it in a hurry. Breaks it outside.
There he
Breaks
goes.
Another tackle. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. Got one man to beat. Sidesteps him and goes to the end zone. Dives for the touchdown.
Second down and 10. Here's George. Running through tacklers. First down and 4. Look out. George, one man to beat. Touchdown Baylor. 60 yards.
Moore is going to go around the right side. Have the play. The ball's in the air. The ball popped up, scooped up. It's picked up by White Nose. Down the sideline we go. This is number 0. This is Coakley. Coakley, green grass and opportunity. That is 6 on the board.
A lot of big plays around the country last week. Here at the half, Licking Valley leads Granville 21-7. Jeff and I will take a look at our highlights for you when we come back. This is Toyota Friday Night Rivals presented by D.R. Horton. 21-7 is the lead for Licking Valley as we welcome you back to Granville Toyota Friday Night Rivals presented by D.R. Horton. It was a big first half for Licking Valley as we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth along with Jeff Logan. I'm Marty Bannister. I think the game pretty much played itself out the way we kind of thought it would, certainly for Licking Valley on offense.
No doubt about it. I mean, hard hitting and a lot of mistakes early on in the football game, but I think a lot of it was the energy that both of these teams brought to the table.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights from this first half, and it all started on the ground for Licking Valley and continued through the half.
It really does. Galoni is an all-star on this football team, and you can see the power that he has. Ended up the first half with nearly 150 yards rushing. There's his score, and look at the power, Marty, going into the end zone.
Granville will, though, battle back into the game, and they would go to the air to do it.
Yeah, Carter Ryan gets this catch, just a freshman, making people miss, getting into the end zone. What a great story for this young man.
We talked a lot about Kyle Kirby in the first half, what he does on the ground, but he's a standout defensively, too.
Yeah, and Rogers trying to break the corner there, and just Kirby runs him down on defense. Now he gets a little bit of his own action with a little bit of a tackle from behind on Kirby.
Licking Valley doing a nice job of finding the gaps. And speaking of finding the gaps, here comes Donovan Galoni again.
Boy, this was just the long run of the game and making people miss at the point of attack, but look at the continuation there, and then he is able to fake and get the quarterback into the end zone for the touchdown. Great job of faking in that backfield in the first half.
But our man Galoni wasn't done yet.
He was not done, and he puts it into the end zone. Touchdown number 2 for Galoni, and a great half for this football team for Licking Valley. 250 yards, 249 yards total. For the Blue Aces, who get the ball to start the second half, only 85 yards of offense. And, Marty, they have been averaging 350 yards a game. So that tells you a little bit about this Panther defense and how really good they are.
That rushing number on the left side of the column really stands out, doesn't it? 205 yards.
It's scary, and I think that's one of the things that Coach Boffman said, we want to get a little bit more balanced, but we're going to ride the wave, and that wave is running the football.
Granville will get the ball to start the second half. Can they battle back into this one? They're down 21-7 here at their intermission. These two rivals going at one another tonight. Second half is coming up next on Toyota's Friday Night Rivals.
No, you're good. I'm good.
Coach, what will it take to contain Licking Valley's ground attack?
You know what? We got to play really good defense here coming up. We got to make some tackles, and not let them get the extra yards there.
And some chirping in the first half in this emotional rivalry. What was your message to the team at halftime?
Halftime, just come out and keep playing what we've done all week and make more plays. The chirping stuff, whatever. But we just got to go out and make better plays and hopefully tackle in the second half.
Thank you. Good luck.
Hey, thank you,
guys.
21-7 is the lead. Licking Valley on top of Granville. We get ready to start half number 2 tonight here at Hodges Stadium at Granville High School, one of the better facilities we've had the fortune to go to this year in our Toyota Friday Night Rivals. And again, we appreciate all of their hospitality. We heard from Randy Boffman going into the locker room. Let's hear from Heath Hinton coming out of the locker room.
Coach, what will it take to contain Licking Valley's ground attack?
You know what? We got to play really good defense here coming up. We got to make some tackles, and not let them get the extra yards there.
And some chirping in the first half in this emotional rivalry. What was your message to the team at halftime?
Halftime, just come out and keep playing what we've done all week and make more plays. The chirping stuff, whatever. But we just got to go out and make better plays and hopefully tackle in the second half.
Thank you. Good luck.
Hey, thank you,
guys.
Jeff Logan, how important is this first drive of the second half for Granville?
Well, I think it's huge. And even if you don't put the ball in the end zone, you've got to build some confidence in that offense to sustain yourself through the second half of play here. So I like the fact that Kelly checking in on the chirping that's going on the field. I wanted to find out what constitutes a noisemaker, because we had an issue early in the football game where there were some offsides, and the officials made an announcement that there is illegal to have sound makers in the stands. So, Kelly, I need you to go undercover and find out what constitutes a sound maker and who are the guilty parties.
Well, if anyone could find out.
There is no doubt.
Yeah. Investigative reporter.
She is a sleuth. By the way, great accommodations here. Thank you to Granville for hosting us here. One of the things, Marty, that I do when I get to a stadium is I always check out the concessions.
Oh, I noticed that. Yeah, you do that right away.
I want to go. I want to go look at the menu, and I want to see what they have. A great offerings here. They got merchandise down there. They're doing an unbelievable job. But there's something on the menu here that I don't know what it is, and I'm relying on you two here in the booth here, because only you two would know. What is a cowtail? They were selling a cowtail.
A cowtail.
As a food item. Now, I don't know if it's candy, but I need some help here.
Huh. A hot dog, maybe? I don't know.
Cowtail.
I don't know.
A cowtail.
Well,
Kelly?
To get our investigative reporter in on that.
Kelly,
second
get
half
after
kick is fielded, and the ball squirts loose in the field, but it's covered by Landon Goss. And Granville will put their offense onto the field to start the second half here. Again, trailing 21-7. The Licking Valley High School Marching Band put on quite a show earlier tonight. They really did. This look at their performance is sponsored by Music Go Round. Check out their locations at 2630 Bethel Road and inside the Stone Ridge Plaza in Gahanna. Licking Valley High School Marching Band. It was a Western-themed performance at the intermission. All that was missing was the theme from Rawhide, the old TV show. Yeah.
Very artistic.
It was. First down and 10 for Granville as we start half number 2. They're down again by the score of 21-7. And this is Kirby getting the handoff. But again, a lot of guys wearing white shirts know exactly where number 15 is. And over there to drop him quickly for Licking Valley was defensive lineman Lincoln Clements, a 6'2", 200-pound senior. 24 tackles coming into the game, 5 sacks. No gain on that first play from scrimmage. In fact, he's going to push him back a yard.
Marty, I was going to say, it's always easy to talk about how successful this Licking Valley team is offensively. But the thing that I'm impressed with is how well their defense plays.
Back to throw now was McMillan. He's going to go long near side now. It has a receiver open, making the catch and breaking free down the near side sideline. It's Casey Ricardo. He's to the 15. He's to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown. 81 yards. Jackson McMillan to Casey Ricardo. We just talked a moment ago how big this first drive of the second half is. And just like that, Granville's right back in the game.
Boy, that was a big-time throw. They designed this one from the get-go. They had single coverage on the outside. And the senior receiver, Casey Ricardo, 6'2", gets touchdown number 3 on the season, and you can see the excitement of that young man. But what a terrific throw by Jackson McMillan. Excuse me.
That's another D.R. Horton touchdown. D.R. Horton is America's builder. For McMillan, his 9th touchdown of the season, 9th touchdown pass, his 2nd of this game. He had the one in the first half to Carter Ryan. Here is Bodie Shopes on to try the extra point. Snap a bit high. The hold is down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. And 53 seconds into the second half, Granville is to within a score. Casey Ricardo goes 81 yards on the throw from Jackson McMillan. And it is now a 7-point game. Licking Valley on top, 21-14. Big play, snappy, right back into a game. And that was a huge one right there for Granville. And Licking Valley will get the football back here. During the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we will be highlighting the school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. Again, we'll do that during the fourth quarter of tonight's game. The school bus stop of the game. So momentum from a big play. We'll see what it does for Granville now, down by just a touchdown. But the way Licking Valley has run the football in this one tonight, they're going to have to stop that part of the Panthers' attack.
Great way to get started, though, as you talked about the importance of that first drive. And, you know, that's really the first time that they've thrown the ball deep. Their other touchdown pass was really on a crossing pattern that Carter Ryan was able to turn into a touchdown. But Casey Ricardo out there making a big target for his quarterback, and Jackson McMillan putting it on the dime.
Quinn Hornfeck, Dylan Keeley are back deep along with Braden Barrows. And here's the kick by Shopes to the near side. A low kick down to a knee. That was Dylan Keeley. And well, he gets up and you could tell he was upset with himself for going down to a knee to field that kick. And that's where the ball will be spotted. So that will start this drive with the ball inside the 10 at their own 9-yard line. Sometimes those little things become very big things in a game, don't they, Jeff?
Yep. And again, we talked to Coach Hinton at halftime. Kellyanne Stitz interviewed him, and he said, we've got to do a better job of tackling. And tackling for them is going to take more than one man because Donovan Galoni is not going down on one tackle.
Center Hunter White is back into the game. And this is a play to the near side, and there's that Granville defense obviously feeding off of that momentum on that big play a moment ago. They put the ball into the hands of Quinn Hornfeck coming around in motion, and Kyle Kirby came racing over to welcome him to the second half of this game.
Yeah, the fans here really like the play of Kyle Kirby, the oohs and ahs when he came in here and made this play. And look at the physicality of this young man. And this is a guy that's going 100% of the plays, offense and defense. Sometimes he gets a break on the defensive side from his baby brother, the sophomore Connor Kirby, but yet to see him really in there tonight.
Play carried out to the 13, a gain of 4. So it's a second down and 6 call-up coming. Just underway in the second half. We've already had a big play, the 81-yard scoring pass for Granville. Here's Rogers to throw to the far side, and making the catch and spinning ahead for a first down is Braden Barrows, the 6'1", 190-pound senior with the catch. Play carries out across the 20 to the 23. They pick up 10 on a first down.
Good target out there. Get the ball out quickly in the flat. Try and get your receivers down blocking. But a positive play to be able to pick up the first down and keep this drive alive.
Cornerback Devin Bodewin on the stop, a 6'1", 185-pound junior. Three wides to the bottom of your screen. Solo wide to the top for junior quarterback Brody Rogers. Who will hand off and out near the 30-yard line, but shy of the 30 was Galoni.
It's interesting. Licking Valley comes out there and shows you all that window dressing with those receivers all flanked out all across the field. They're not going to throw the ball there. They're going to hand the ball to Galoni.
Gain of 6 out to the 29-yard line. Rogers will race over to check the play, then comes hustling back. In last year's game between these two, there was a little over 2 minutes left in the game. We'll tell you more in a moment after this play. It's a second down and 4 call, but Brody Rogers made a huge play in that game and used his feet to do so. I'll tell you in a moment after this second down and 4 call. And they will hand it off, and some running room again, and another first down out to the 35 goes Galoni. They were facing a 4th and short near the midfield stripe, in a game they were holding a precarious 22-19 lead over Granville. And everyone on the Licking Valley offensive line wanted Coach Randy Boffman to go for it. They were on the sideline pleading with him, let's go for it, Coach, go for it. In fact, the center, Hunter White, let's go for it, Coach. He said, no, we're going to quick kick. And Brody Rogers, the quarterback, did just that and downed the ball inside the 5-yard line and backed up Granville. That was one of the huge plays in the game last year.
That's why he's been coaching for 50 years. Smarter than the 18-year-olds. Good call by the coach.
Play carried out to the 36 that last game on a first down.
Looks like we might have had an equipment problem there, substitution.
Evan Lohr had to run to the sideline to have something checked. Yeah, kind of hard to argue with a guy who's in his 50th year of coaching about a play.
Is there anything he hasn't seen?
I doubt it. Galoni started left, cuts back to the middle, and again just lowers his shoulder and barrels his way out to the 44-yard line. He's a couple of yards shy of the first down, a gain of 8.
Good read by Donovan Galoni that time. You can see that line. Look at him just moving people out. Owen Lohr, the right guard, 5'8", 250. He gets the Fire Plug Award tonight. I love that body. 5'8", 250, just a sophomore. And he was in there like a bulldozer, just taking the entire Aces defensive line and moving them across the hash mark.
We approach the 8-minute mark, quarter number 3, 21-14, Licking Valley on top. And on the move, trying to answer the big strike score by Granville a moment ago. Here's Rogers starting to turn up. Looks like he might have lost his balance a little bit. His feet slipped out from underneath him as he started right into the middle of the field. He did still pick up the first down as he carries to the 47. It's a gain of 3 for Brody Rogers. Watch him here. He starts to turn up.
Yeah, cut on that inside foot. Yeah. But the important part was there, he knew where that first down marker was, and he just needed to make sure if had he gone continually running to the sidelines, maybe he doesn't get it. Good job of getting yourself going north and south.
This is Dylan Keeley with the handoff and got back to the line of scrimmage maybe a yard before he was brought down. They used a lot of motion on that play, but that didn't really fool anybody. Granville's defense doing a nice job of staying on a yard to the 48.
Yeah, the backside of the defense recognizing that it might come that way, and you can see the pursuit in there to make the play. Number 32, that's a Garrett Hinton we've talked about, coach's son, just a sophomore.
Yeah, that was a good job, too, was it not, by the inside linebacker Rory McShane of getting to the edge and forcing the play back in the middle?
Absolutely. Wasn't going to be able to make the play, but he did force it where all the blue shirts were.
Second down and 9 as Rogers goes back to throw. He'll deliver to the near side, and the pass is caught. This is Quinn Hornfeck with the catch. Came into the game with 17 catches on the season, and that was a big one right there. And another first down, and Licking Valley, again, just methodically moving their way back downfield. Remember, this drive started inside their own 10 at the 9.
Yeah, really good pattern out there. The ball was out of his hand quickly. Hornfeck, a kind of a target receiver for Brody Rogers. Likes to throw to him. 3 touchdowns so far. Number 2 receiver in terms of statistics on this team.
Picked up 11. That's a first down, and our third quarter first downs are brought to you by our friends at Breaks for Less. Do we have another equipment issue here, or what do we have? As we
tying a shoelace.
Oh, tying a shoelace, okay. So I guess theoretically you could say it was an equipment issue.
Absolutely.
6:43 to go here, quarter number 3. 21-14, Licking Valley with the lead and the football. Little touch toss to the man in motion. That was Barrows again. They've run that play a couple of times tonight. That touch pass, and Barrows gets to the 36. He picked up 5 before he was brought down.
You know, they like putting the ball in the hands of the playmaker, and again, that's a high percentage pass. We were joking about that in the first half, but the important part is you're trying to get the ball to the guys that can make plays in the open field. That time, good pursuit. Once again in to make that play, Kyle Kirby.
Most points Licking Valley has given up in a game this year is 20. That was in their win over Bishop Reedy. Rogers with the football slides down before he was about to be popped by Luke Sanchez. To get up and acknowledge each other's efforts right there. Play carried to the 35. It ended up being just a gain of 1.
Yeah, pretty good decision that time. Sanchez, the inside linebacker, number 1 tackler on this football team.
Third down and 4. Sanchez, a injury-plagued 24 season for Heath Hinton's Blue Aces, but back and, as Jeff mentioned, having a tremendous campaign this year. 3rd down and 4. Ball's at the Granville 36 as we go under 5.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Licking Valley just eating up clock here, keeping the Granville offense on the sideline watching. Rogers to throw, near side, Hornbeck with the catch. Gets through a defender 30-yard line to the 25 and then gets shoved out of bounds by Sanchez. And it is good enough for another Licking Valley 1st down.
Yeah, very controlled in terms of what they do. Get the ball out quickly, blocking downfield. Great execution by this football team, and officials having a conversation with Hornbeck after the play because of the look that he was giving to the sideline, to the student section of the Blue Aces.
Play ended up gaining 11. That's another breaks for less 1st down. Ball's at the 24. Rogers keeps the football.
Look at the faking.
Trying to get through a gap at the 20-yard line. And over there for Granville to bring him down was one of the corners, Landon Goss, with a good tackle of Rogers right there. Goss able to stay home and grab him around the waist and bring him down.
Yeah, Garrett Hinton thought he had a tackle for a loss, but he had the guy without the football. Again, that goes to the responsibility of that defensive lineman. It's okay to go ahead and tackle that guy if you're not sure he has the football or not, but you got to make sure you're getting help from the backside if that quarterback decides to keep it.
Jeff, by my count, this will be the 13th play of this drive.
Wow.
And again, it started back at their own 9. Rogers will give off to Galone. Starts back into the middle. And again, pushes the ball inside the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals meet even greater service. And as I mentioned a moment ago, Licking Valley just doing Licking Valley things here on this drive, Jeff.
Look at the push by the offensive line. And Hunter White, that center, we saw him go out early in the football game, back in there. He's another 3-year starter on this offensive line. Again, the strength of this football team is that offensive line with the tackles that are returning starters and Hunter White up there at the center position.
Ball's at the 16 of Granville. Galone off to the left of Rogers, who will follow Galone to the left side. And Rogers is brought down inside the 15. Both of these programs rely on a lot of sophomores. The Licking Valley sophomores were unbeaten last year as freshmen. And the Granville sophomores, this was a class that's been coming for Heath Hinton. They hadn't lost a game since the 7th grade.
You know, we've seen you're going to come up just 4th and about a foot for the 1st down.
Ball's at the 15.
We've already seen one stop tonight on a 4th and 1 try, and the Aces were turned around. And let's see if they can do the same thing to Licking Valley here.
Licking Valley's had the ball for over 8 minutes. 4th and short. Rogers calls his own number, and the Licking Valley players doing their impersonation of our officiating crew signal 1st down. Kyle Kirby is upset. He doesn't think Rogers got it. And it is good enough for a 1st down. Ball not very far ahead to the 13-yard line. It was not much of a gain, but it was enough to get the 1st down.
Watch here, see if the forward progress. It's kind of a
wow. He gets turned around. Look at him.
He did get turned around. And again, it's not where the player is, it's where the ball is. Very close.
Another breaks for less 1st down. Again, remember, Granville scored on the 2nd play of the half, that 81-yard touchdown pass.
Timeout, Licking Valley. That's their first charge timeout of the half.
2:33 to go in the quarter. Licking Valley on top of Granville, 21-14 on Toyota Friday Night Rivals. Next Friday Night Rivals is headed to Dublin, Jerome for an OCC Cardinal Division matchup. It's the Olentangy Braves battling the Celtics of Dublin, Jerome. Our pregame show coverage starts at 5 o'clock on ABC 6 with Kellyanne Stitz, and then join Jeff Logan and I on the CW Columbus for the game at 7 o'clock. Old Coach Crabtree back in the coaching business at Dublin, Jerome.
Isn't that something? These guys just can't stay out of it. But a terrific coach. He's got a great career and really has elevated that program at Jerome.
First down and 10 for Licking Valley. Play back in. This is Rogers, the quarterback, and he is knocked down as he started to turn up. Kyle Kirby was over there initially, but it was Luke Priano, one of the outside linebackers, who finally got to Rogers and dropped him. So that'll bring up a second down.
Yeah, they're going with a lot of that quarterback run here in quarter number 3. We didn't see much of this in the first half, and lead blockers out there, Donovan Galoni, the leading rusher in this football game.
We talked earlier about how both these teams not only competing for the Buckeye Division Championship, but a lot of computer points come with this game tonight, both in Division III, Region 11. Rogers will play fake and look to throw. Rolling, has a man wide open in the back of the end zone now and throws the ball out of bounds. Boy, on the other side of the field, Dylan Keeley was wide open, standing alone, waiting for the football, and Rogers never saw him. Pass sale is incomplete.
I can tell where the Licking Valley coaches are because I heard a foot go through the roof because he had a receiver back to his left that was wide open in the end zone and threw this one away. Again, that's one of the things that they'll look at on film again and be able to correct it, but it was just like a little delay out of the back end, and you had him wide open for the touchdown.
See where the back judge is on the E in the end zone? That's about where Dylan Keeley was, and that's about how many people were standing around him back there as well, too.
Exactly.
Third down and 11. Rogers goes back to throw. Looking again to throw. He had a turn-in route. Pass is juggled and dropped. As trying to hang on to that pass on that turn-in route for Licking Valley was Braden Barrows and just could not get his mitts around the football.
Now, ball thrown a little bit low, but that's one that Braden would probably tell you that he should have caught. But he's coming right into contact. Yeah, you got to catch that football, and he got maybe a little bit nosy looking to see where that free safety was going to come up. And now we got fourth down, and no kicking game, guys. We're going for it.
4th and 11. The ball at the 14-yard line of Granville with 99 seconds left in this third quarter. Galoni off to the left of Rogers, who goes back to throw. Looking, he'll again throw towards the end zone. Barrows again, and did he hang on to this one? He did. Touchdown. They threw it into congestion, and that time he hauled it in. He held onto it for the catch. And on 4th and 11, a 14-yard scoring toss, it's 27-14.
That's the only way you can make up for a drop ball is come back to him again, build the confidence of that young man, and what a terrific job of concentrating because he was hit as soon as that ball was thrown. Great defense, I've got to say, by the Granville Blue Aces, but even better play by that catch. That was terrific by Braden Barrows.
6'1", 190-pound senior took a pretty good lick as he made the catch of that football in the end zone, but hangs on this time for the score. And Licking Valley goes 91 yards, eats up almost 10 minutes of third quarter clock. And they now increase their lead to 27-14. Justice McLean's extra point attempt is up, and once again, it's a 2-score lead for Licking Valley with 1:34 to go. Third quarter, 28-14 on Toyota Friday Night Rivals.
This time of year, it's all or nothing. And your Toyota dealers have all you need to pull you through the rain, snow, and mud that's headed our way. Now, during Toyota Truck Month, they've got more all-wheel drive choices like the legendary 4Runner, the world-renowned Land Cruiser, the powerful Tundra, or this best-selling 25 Tacoma, which you can get with 2.99 APR financing, or lease a well-equipped 25 Tacoma for $269 a month. Get your Tacoma now during Toyota Truck Month. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, there are answer drives, and then there are answer drives. And how about that answer drive by Licking Valley? Granville starts the second half with a 81-yard scoring pass that took all of 51 seconds to take care of here to start this second half. And then Licking Valley comes on and runs 18 plays and goes 91 yards and eats up over 10 minutes of clock.
And they're able to do it on a fourth down conversion, too. How about that? I mean, that is, Randy Boffman football. You can sit there and say, boy, he's just old and conservative. Yeah, there you are, fourth down and you got a situation where you probably would try and kick a field goal, but he trusts his kids and he believes in, and the best part about it, going right back to the receiver who had a drop on the previous play, building that confidence.
Levi Lewis to kick the football away. We will check in with Kellyanne Stitz here in a moment. Here's the kick by Lewis, and it will angle to the far side and go past Luke Bossy, who has to retreat, pick the football up now, and he's got nowhere to go as he has all kinds of guys wearing white jerseys over there to greet him after he fielded that low bounding kick. And Granville will start with very poor field position here to start this drive down a couple of scores. Again, down to the sidelines in Kellyanne.
Jeff, you asked, so you will receive. It's not that, on the clarification on those noisemakers earlier, it's not that they can't use a noisemaker. Granville was just complaining that they were making too much noise when they were under center. As you guys can hear, I'm sure from the box, it's been so loud down here on the sidelines. Both fan bases are using horns, a lot of cowbell going on. And shout out to Granville student section. When they scored that touchdown early in the third quarter, the student section called the deck was literally going up and down, shaking and rocking. Both fans are really into this rivalry game.
Well, the last time I've heard a football player complain about too much noise was Jim Harbaugh in Ohio Stadium, and they silenced the crowd. You remember that?
First down and 10 back at the 2. You just can't let that go, can you?
No.
There's Kirby to the far side.
Cheaters.
On the handoff, he gets 3 yards out to the 5-yard line. Kyle Kirby on the carry.
Seriously.
In case you didn't know, my broadcast partner Jeff Logan played for Ohio State. Out of the way, please continue.
Understand. Well, that team up north we don't care a whole lot about. Having said that, that used to be the rule. I mean, if a quarterback came up to the line and he couldn't make the signals that he needed, they would, if it persisted, they would penalize the home crowd.
There's Kirby again on the handoff. Picked up 3 on the last carry out to the 5. And on this one gets out to the 10 as a flag comes sailing high up into the air after the play came to a conclusion.
Looked like maybe somebody on the blue side lost their composure.
This look at the penalty flag is brought to you by the United States Army. Uncover your potential in the U.S. Army. Doug Murphy, Ricky Adkins, Rick Carpenter, Ron Blake, Brian Davis are our officials tonight. And Doug Murphy will tell us.
We have a dead ball, offsetting personal fouls. Personal foul on the offense, personal foul on the defense. They'll offset, and it's third down.
We'd like to thank Kroger Great Lakes Distribution Center, and because of their efforts, tonight's game is streaming live on the ABC6 YouTube channel, the ABC6 Facebook page, the ABC6 News app, and on the CWColumbus.com. There is no excuse for you to not find this game anywhere. And we, again, thank our friends at Kroger Great Lakes Distribution Center. Anywhere to hear Jeff Logan talk about that team up north.
Absolutely. Team up north playing out on the West Coast this weekend. They're playing the USC.
They're down at 2. Here's McMillan to throw again to the near side. And we may have a penalty flag. No, we do not. I thought for a moment that there might be a flag in the area of where the intended receiver, Garrett Hannes, was trying to separate from Braden Barrows. And the penalty flag does not come in, and it's 4th down. And the football will be kicked away. Don't forget, Dave Holmes, Beanie Wells, and Cardale Jones are your hosts for The Script. It's a new podcast covering the Ohio State story with big opinions and real talk from real Buckeyes. New episodes every week. The Script, available now wherever you get your podcasts. Cardale Jones, a big part of that new UFL franchise that's coming to Columbus, the Columbus Aviators in the Spring Football League. They'll play in March at historic Crew Stadium. A big press conference yesterday. Here is the kick by Shopes. And this one, not a very good effort by a very good kicker. The line of scrimmage again was the 10. It looked like it went off the side of his foot and angles out of bounds. Far side, we'll see where they mark this one.
Yeah, rare miss from that young man. Looked a little bit like a Marty Bannister pitching wedge, didn't it? I mean, just quick, high and right out of play.
Well, one thing's for certain, you would have lost the ball. There's no doubt about that.
Well, you would have invoked the leaf rule, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'd have invoked any rule possible to help me on that.
There you go.
21-yard punt. The ball goes out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
Well, that's 2 special teams mistakes, if you will, for the Blue Aces. Number 1 was not fielding the kickoff and being tackled at the 1-yard line. So that made the drive awful from the very beginning, and now you compound it with a 21-yard punt.
40 seconds left in the third quarter. And against a team like this that you're trying to battle back in, you cannot have
timeout
mistakes
Licking Valley
like that.
That's their second charge timeout of the half.
Licking Valley will burn a timeout here with 40 seconds left in the half. This timeout is brought to you by the Ohio State Highway Patrol. If you want to make a difference, consider a career with the Ohio State Highway Patrol. And don't forget as well, too, after the game tonight, on a big Friday night of action, you can get caught up with what is happening with your favorite high school team by watching FNR Scores on Fox 28 tonight. Again, right after our game, sponsored by D.R. Horton. They are, of course, America's builder. A lot of action around the area tonight. We had scores for you at the intermission. And here in this game, Licking Valley on top, 28-14. That region that both these teams reside in, Region 11, it is a power-packed region. Sitting at the top of it just so happens to be Bishop Watterson. But there are some very good teams in this bracket. Handoff goes Galoni, and there goes Galoni inside the 25 to the 20, gains 11. And the clock is stopped with 33 seconds left while the chains are moved. Here's Donovan Galoni just having one of those nights. Good at just dragging people with him there. Luke Sanchez hanging on for dear life.
Big and strong and low center of gravity. Got to be impressed with this young man. 5'11", 190-pound senior. We didn't get any information as far as recruiting or the possibilities, Marty, on him as far as colleges are concerned. But this looks like a man that could play at some.
Well, I tell you, there have to be a Division II school that would love to have this young man carry the football.
You would think.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage comes Licking Valley. They'll get a playoff. It's Galoni to the left side, and he is tripped up as he dove across the 15-yard line and gets inside the 15. We go to the fourth quarter of our Toyota Friday Night Rivals Week 8 matchup. Licking
That's the
Valley
end of the third quarter
has a 28-14 lead. Granville trying to get close, but both teams score in this third quarter, and it's a 14-point lead for Licking Valley.
Now it's time to introduce the Granville Varsity Cheerleader. Starting with Mackenzie Vermeer, Kira Circle, Meredith DeLuca, Caitlin Solheim, Ella Levine, Morgan Levine, Kari Moyer, Ava Northrup, Aubrey Coley, Tori Reynolds, Gabby Ricardo, Jocelyn Rupert, Meredith Belvin, Kaylee Winning, and Izzy Guerin. Let's have a nice round of applause for the Granville Varsity Cheerleaders.
We welcome you back to Granville. The marching band spotlight brought to you by our friends at Music Go Round. The Granville High School marching band put on a tremendous show at the intermission. And here's a look at their performance, again sponsored by our friends at Music Go Round, 2630 Bethel Road and inside the Stone Ridge Plaza in Gahanna. We start the fourth quarter, 28-14 is the lead for Licking Valley. They have the football and trying to tack on to this advantage now, facing a 2nd down and 3 at the Granville 13 as the teams switch sides. Marty Bannister, Jeff Logan, Kellyanne Stitz. Our statistician, Jason Van Hoos.
It'll be a holding call against Licking Valley. They had the ball 1st down and goal inside the 10-yard line. They were 2nd and 2 on that play.
Football will be moved back. Again, this check of the penalty brought to you by The United States Army, uncover your potential in the U.S. Army. Right, Doug Murphy?
Holding on the offense, number 62. 10-yard previous spot, still second down.
Also like to give a shout-out tonight to Mike Kendlick, who is serving as our producer tonight, pinch hitting for Dean Marini. Mike doing a great job stepping in. Name Wally Pipp come to mind when you think about that?
How about that? Awesome job by everybody on the team, but Mike,
Absolutely.
thanks for your work.
2 wides either side of the field, and this is Rogers trying to get to the outside. A flag is down. Rogers is at the 15-yard line, and he is brought down.
There'll be another penalty. This one may go against Licking Valley again. This will not sit well with Randy Boffman. Concerned about the penalties. They had 5 penalties, I think, in the first half. They've already picked up a couple of major penalties here in half number 2.
When we were down on the field talking to him prior to the game, Kellyanne and I cornered him down near near the north end zone, and she asked him about a message to his team, what he told them to get them in the proper mindset for this game.
Holding on the offense, number 18. 10-yard from the previous spot. Repeat the down.
And he said, well, in a game like this, you don't really need to get anybody fired up. And he said, I don't really know that I have that in my repertoire anyway. But I went back and found some video of him prior to the season opener. Tell you after this play here, 2nd and 23 now after the walk-off back at the 32. Rogers is back to throw. Looked like he wanted to set up a middle screen. Now he's going to roll to the far side, being chased, and we'll just heave this one out of bounds. And everybody on the home side wanted a penalty flag back behind the play. There's a great video, though, it's a hype video that you see so many programs and teams put out these days as you watch Rogers roll. And Coach Boffman had his team gathered around him in the gymnasium as they were getting ready to go out into the field. And he started out by calmly saying, when you get on the field, flip the switch. The level, the intensity went up higher and higher and higher until towards the end, after about 5 different renditions of flip the switch, he was as red as some of their helmets were and yelling that.
How good is that?
Yeah.
Still enjoying the game at his age? That is
yeah.
Awesome. Now they had the ball 1st and goal at the 9-yard line before the 2 holding calls, and now 3rd and a bunch.
And 22 from the 32. Rogers looking to throw. He's going to heave it towards the end zone now for Barrows, and the ball is intercepted. It's taken away in the end zone by Devin Bodle. He's back upfield with the football at the 20 and out of bounds. So a big play by the Granville defense. Bodle with the pick, his 2nd of the season, and Granville has the football back.
Now that ball thrown up for grabs by Brody Rogers, hoping his receiver could go and high point it. And that is just perfect defense by Devin Bodle, keeping the receiver on his back and going up and high pointing that ball like he did. And all of a sudden, it looked like the Aces were maybe down and out in this football game, going down by 3 scores. And now they got to have a chance to cut it to a 1-score game.
Bodle aces high right there as he goes airborne to snare that pass. And comes back up the sideline. Took a shot from a coach there as well, too, as he was going by. Coach reached out to slap him on the helmet.
Yeah.
Turned his head back a little bit. Was there a penalty flag thrown?
I don't think so. I think they're just trying to figure out where the ball was spotted, where he went out of bounds as he brought the ball back out of the end zone. There may be a sideline infraction. There's the call.
Done a pretty good job tonight with this game.
I like their communication, too.
Illegal block in the back on the return. Number 8. 10-yard from the end of the run. 1st down, Granville.
It just seems like Granville, every time it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Well, the positive is they have the football back. They did lose yardage on the return by Bodle. The ball is at the 18-yard line, and here's McMillan to throw. He'll start to run with the football. Now zip it over the middle, and the pass is caught at the 40-yard line. Trying to get out of a tackle attempt is Carter Ryan. Sidesteps a man 45, and he's to the outside, down the far sideline to the 40, into Licking Valley territory, and cuts back, and it's a 1st down.
Well, it's amazing how quickly momentum can change in a football game. Talk about flipping the switch. That was flipping the switch by the defense, coming up with the interception, the first turnover in the football game, and able to now convert on a broken play, finding that receiver, Carter Ryan, Boy, does this kid have a bright future.
47 yards and a first down for Granville. We're in the fourth quarter. We're a minute 15 in. Here's McMillan again going back to throw now. Looking long again now for the receiver. This time the intended receiver was Casey Ricardo, who had the long touchdown catch to start the second half. The pass falls incomplete. There's a good look at Carter Ryan right there. Kellyanne kind of outlined his story. There's a penalty flag, though, down back upfield, so it was all for naught to begin with.
It looked like a little miscommunication with the two receivers. Both of them were in the same route area. And quarterback Jackson McMillan basically throwing in between both of them, and neither one of them were really very open.
Line of scrimmage was the Licking Valley 36 after the 47-yard pass play to Ryan.
Holding on the offense.
So that will move the ball back to the
76.
Thank you. To the 47-yard line. Grant Burkle, the left tackle, 6'1", 210-pound junior.
Play being signaled in from the sideline.
So Granville trying to take advantage of a turnover. Still time left in this game. Back to throw as McMillan dumps to the near side. This is Kirby with a head of steam, 45 at Licking Valley, 40. And is brought down. He's way shy of the first down. They needed 20 yards.
That's a good get, though, on that first down play. Got about half of it back. Full blitz coming that time by Licking Valley defense. And this is an excellent play call to be able to have that little screen pass out of the backfield on a blitz and get the ball and get second down and about 12 now.
Got 8 on that one, Jeff. Makes this down a lot more manageable, doesn't it, on second down and 12?
No doubt.
A little bit more in your play call bag here. Back to throw again, McMillan. Rushes on, a flag is down. Here's a pass far side and incomplete.
I think there was motion on the Blue Aces. Receiver at the bottom of the play, Carter Ryan, number 85.
Asking Randy Boffman if he wants to decline this penalty because that would make it second down.
Illegal formation, 5 men in the backfield. That penalty's declined. It's third down.
I'm sorry, third down. So.
Yep. Yeah, that time Carter Ryan did not get lined up on the line of scrimmage, so they counted him as an extra player in the backfield.
Heath Hinton, I think, lamenting the mistakes his team is making here in this game so far, Jeff. It's 3rd and 12. The ball's at the Licking Valley 39-yard line. McMillan again will go back to throw now. Looking to the far side now, and this pass is incomplete. Intended receiver was Ricardo again.
Boy, a lot of hand checking going on down there on that play, and a lot of people on the Blue Aces side not feeling very comfortable with no flag being thrown.
Hunter Kesterson was the defensive back on coverage for Licking Valley. Both these teams come into this game off of wins last week. Granville beat Licking Heights 38-6, while Licking Valley blanked winless Zanesville 44-0. If you're wondering, Zanesville, yes, despite the fact they are not in Licking County, they are in the Licking County League. Same with Mount Vernon, which joined the league as well, too. I mean, heck, the Big Ten can have 18 teams and the Big 12 can have 16. You can have schools outside the Licking County League in your league. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
4th down and 12. McMillan dances back to throw, rushes on, looks long over the middle now, and the pass is caught inside the 10-yard line, but then the ball pops free inside. Carter Ryan was there, had it for a moment, but could not hold on to it as he tumbled to the turf. Now the officials come together.
Nearly a terrific play by that young freshman wide receiver, Carter Ryan. He is able to adjust to the football. Let's watch at the end and see if there was any interference here. I think that was a good no call by the officials, and he never had control of the football. Yeah, good work by the officiating crew down there. Though I can tell you there's a whole lot of people on this side of the stadium that did not agree with me nor the guys out there in the stripes.
Well, I'm sure if they got to know you, they would agree with
Maybe.
you. Yeah.
Maybe. If the score was different, probably.
Okay.
That might help.
First down and 10, the ball for Licking Valley at the 39 as their defense comes up with the stop on fourth down. Now we're probably going to get a healthy dose of Donovan Galone, and right away that's what happens. Out across the 45-yard line, then is shoved back. Entered the night with 969 yards, but he has surged past the 1,000-yard mark. Did that on a 70-yard run earlier in this game. Gets out to the 46. He picks up 7 there. They had Trenton Marcus last year run for over 1,400 yards for their attack. They went 11-2 last year, did the Licking Valley Panthers. Won the Buckeye division, but lost in the playoff in the regional semis. Were beaten by Watterson 30-0. Second down and 3 after the 7-yard gain.
22 carries tonight, 185 yards for Galone.
Here is carry 23, and he is spun down after a short gain, perhaps to the 47-yard line. It's a big noon kickoff for the Buckeyes. They head to Illinois to battle the 17th-ranked Fighting Illini, and the Football Fever on ABC6 is the perfect play to get you ready for kickoff. Watch the Football Fever tomorrow morning at 11, only on ABC6. Kellyanne Stitz, Dave Holmes, and the Football Fever crew will get you ready for the Buckeyes and the Fighting Brett Bielema's. Third down and 1. Rogers, number 1, will keep the football, and they've run that play with a lot of success tonight, and he tumbles into Granville territory and picks up a first down on the gain of 5 out to the Blue Aces 49-yard line.
Well, that offensive line just doing a really good job there of creating space. Owen Moore, we talked about him at the right guard position. Blake Penn, number 56, he's at the left guard spot.
Well, there's big Maverick Carter, 73, right there at the front of your screen. 6 foot, 310-pound senior captain, a 3-year starter, anchoring the left side of that line. First down and 10, ball just into Granville territory at the 49. Here's Galone again on the first down, brought to you by Classic Exteriors. He gets a couple of yards, perhaps, to the 47-yard line. We were mentioning earlier about this Licking County League, as you see Galone with the carry. The league is split into 2 divisions, Buckeye and Cardinal. The Buckeye division, the larger schools, Granville, Licking Valley, the rapidly growing Licking Heights School District, Mount Vernon, Watkins Memorial, Zanesville. The Cardinal division, Heath, Johnstown, Lakewood, Newark Catholic, Northridge, and Utica. Smaller schools in this league comprise that Cardinal division. Back to throw, Rogers fires a dart that's caught by a leaping receiver inside the 35-yard line. Going airborne that time was Silas Kyle to make that catch. Then he got put down to the field turf at the 33 to pick up a 14.
Yeah, Silas Kyle coming into the game, the number 1 receiver for this football team with 12 catches on the season, and little used tonight, but a really good pattern that he ran there. Gave himself a opportunity for the quarterback to find him.
Silas Kyle, starting center fielder on that state championship baseball team. Classic Exteriors first down at the 33. And again, here is Galone again, just shredding defenders as he moves inside the 25 of Granville to the 23. Good enough for another first down.
Boy, he really is impressive in terms of his leg strength, and it just doesn't give up. I mean, just a terrific effort here late in the game when he should be totally worn out. Averaging about 20 carries a game coming in to tonight, and well over that tonight. 25 carries, 197 yards.
Wow. Well, Randy Boffman said earlier in the week that Galone is a weight room kid. He has really waited his turn and has turned himself into the type of back that he is, mainly a blocking back last season. They're going to run a motion play. Dylan Keeley on the jet sweep motion, turns back inside to the 17, perhaps to the 16, as we roll halfway through the fourth quarter of this Buckeye Division showdown between Licking Valley and Granville. Here's the fake to Keeley, and then, or the fake to Galone rather, and Keeley trying to find some running room before he is brought down. Luke Sanchez coming over to make the stop. Licking County League broke up back in 1991. The schools all went their own way. They went to the Mid-State League, the vast majority of them. And then after 23 years of separation, the league came back together in its current incarnation. Galoni inside the 15-yard line and is brought down. These days where travel and budget concerns are such a big part of everything that schools do, all these schools within the county decided, hey, it's better to be together than apart.
Much more efficient.
Yeah.
Good opportunity there, and we're seeing some of the same movement that's going on in the OCC. But, Marty, how about the strength of football in Central Ohio now? Mm-hmm. State championships are being won.
For a long time, there was always the discussion that Central Ohio was almost third in the pecking order between Northeast and Southwest Ohio. I don't know if that's the case anymore. Folks in Northeast Ohio will claim that's the best. Here's Rogers taking a snap, turns the edge to the 5-yard line, and is brought down inside the 5, stayed in bounds. It'll be a first and goal upcoming for Licking Valley. He got to the 2. Watch Rogers sprint to the corner.
Boy, they like this quarterback play, and again, pretty good tackle being made out there on the perimeter.
Ball's at the 2 where it's first and goal. They're in the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals meet even greater service.
Yeah, they put this one in the end zone. You can put the dog in the truck.
I was going to say, this is your basic knockout punch waiting to be thrown right here if they put this ball in the end zone. They'll send Kyle wide to the far side, triple the backfield. Galoni into the end zone, touchdown. Just that easy.
Touchdown number 3 for that young man tonight.
The hat trick for Donovan Galoni.
And over 200 yards rushing.
And at the 4-minute mark, that is your basic exclamation point right there. That was all too easy as he just sauntered into the end zone and then does a little dance.
Just walking in. I have a reservation for the end zone here. Table for 1.
Looks like he was almost getting ready to start to do the gritty, but decided not to.
I'm impressed with this this football team. I think Granville is really good too, but I'm going to tell you what, Licking Valley got some dudes.
You are right there. Extra point attempt is good. Exactly 4 minutes to go, and Licking Valley up by 21 points over Granville. 35-14 Toyota Friday Night Rivals. We are 4 minutes away from the presentation of the Orb, our championship trophy.
Wow.
To the winner of this game tonight. Now it's time for the highlight of each and every Toyota Friday Night Rivals broadcast.
As normal, please just soak up the music here of Logan's Heroes. But these are the top 5 teams in Central Ohio, in my opinion only.
Oh, goodness.
Olentangy Orange got their big one up Upper Arlington tonight. I've got them up 7 points most recently. Pick Central's up, starting to get over above Groveport Madison. I think Olentangy, who we will have next week, is that correct? Or in the next couple weeks, we will have them. Bishop Watterson, terrific, obviously. And then Lyndon McKinley in this Division III, undefeated, and they deserve some attention and some credit.
Landon Goss on the return, and he has stood up. Braden Barrows, who's had a big night on both sides of the ball for Licking Valley there for the stop. And absolutely, give some credit to the Panthers and Lyndon McKinley, rolling along undefeated, ranked number 3 in this region right now. Winners last night in City League play. (35-14), Licking Valley on top with 3:52 to go.
This time of year, it's all or nothing. And your Toyota dealers have all you need to pull you through the rain, snow, and mud that's headed our way. Now, during Toyota Truck Month, they've got more all-wheel drive choices, like the legendary 4Runner, the world-renowned Land Cruiser, the trail-dominating Tacoma, or this powerful new 25 Tundra with $3,000 customer cash or 1.75 APR financing. Or lease this Tundra for just $409 a month. Now, during Toyota Truck Month. Toyota, let's go places.
35-14, Licking Valley leads Granville. Let's hear from Kellyanne Stitz.
Highlight Granville center Cooper Gregory. Cooper is a junior captain and a leader on an offensive line that has done a great job of paving the way for Kyle Kirby this season. But Cooper had to face some adversity in the offseason. He was injured in a car accident in the spring and had a metal rod placed into his leg. He went through intense rehab to be able to start at center in all of Granville's games this season.
6'3", 260-pound junior, and it is just so good to see that young man on the football field. Here's a pass to Ryan near side, makes the catch, and is brought down by Quinn Hornfeck for Licking Valley. You see some of the players who they battle back through such things, and it's the mental part of it so much too, is it not, Jeff Logan, as far as trying to battle back from not only a serious automobile accident, but from an injury on the field?
Well, you go through that fear of pain. Am I going to have it again, or is this going to screw it up, and I'm going to have to go through this rehab again? And that's where you really got to trust the medical staff, the great training staff that you have in high schools, I think is helpful as well.
Pass to the far side, and it is caught. This is Luke Bossi wiggling out of a tackle attempt. And 35-14, Licking Valley on top of Granville.
This is the school bus stop of the game. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
Legendary head coach. Back to throw is Rogers on 3rd and long, 3rd and 13. Flushed out of the pocket, now being chased. Rolling, being chased by Kyle Kirby, and Kirby will throw him down far side sideline. Legendary head coach. Back to throw is Rogers on 3rd and long, 3rd and 13. Flushed out of the pocket, now being chased. Rolling, being chased by Kyle Kirby, and Kirby will throw him down far side sideline. Kirby was
This is the school bus stop of the game. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
One of the big stops in the game tonight, our school bus stop of the game. Kyle Kirby having a good game defensively for Granville, but not enough stops in this one as Licking Valley has opened up a 21-point lead. Here's Carter Ryan making the catch. The ball pops out after he was knocked down after making the catch at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, no signal yet from the officials, and now they say it is incomplete.
Yeah, at the 2:28 mark of this quarter.
Well, he took a lick as soon as that ball got there.
Up next for these two teams. For Licking Valley, it gets no easier. When I was talking to Randy Boffman earlier in the week, he prefaced every answer to every question I gave him with, well, we've got a big 3 games coming up to close out the season. This first one tonight, then they get 5-2 Mount Vernon next week, and then they close up with a dangerous Watkins Memorial team that's 2-5, but beat this Granville team a couple of weeks back by a touchdown.
Exactly. Tough place to play, too. When you go to Watkins, I think that's a hard place to compete.
3rd down and 10. McMillan back to throw and looks over the middle, and the pass is low and incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down for Granville. For the Aces, next week they get winless Zanesville, and then they close out with Mount Vernon. They still look like they are going to make the postseason. This one tonight would have helped a great deal to pick up the victory. Now, they won't get a lot of help next week by playing a winless team if they knock them off, but then that will add so much importance to that Week 10 game with Mount Vernon on the road. Both teams right now with 5 wins. 4th and 10. McMillan back to throw from his 44. Will come near side, and the pass is batted away. Griffin Williams, who's been around the football seemingly night long for Licking Valley, at one of those linebacker spots, got a hand over there in the way of that pass, and it falls incomplete. And on downs, Licking Valley will get the football back with 2:16 to go in the game. Here's the Middlefield Bank play of the game. Middlefield Bank, your everything bank, with 6 locations in Central Ohio. Donovan Galone breaking free. He's had a big night, well over 100 yards rushing. He's got 3 touchdowns tonight, and that one of his big runs of the game, a 72-yard scamper in the first half, and that put Licking Valley in great field position. That's our Middlefield Bank play of the game. Middlefield Bank, your everything bank. 6 locations in Central Ohio.
And he's been the everything running back tonight, over 200 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns for that young man. Really a great effort, and here he goes again.
Across the 40 to the 35 to the 34, perhaps even to the 33. It is good enough to a gain for a first down for Licking Valley.
Clock will stop momentarily while they set the chains.
We're telling you about Randy Boffman's longtime career. Classic Exteriors first down. He spent 1 year as the head coach at Indian Valley North and went 6-4 there. But since then, it has been nothing but success. Stadium named after him at Licking Valley. Well-deserved honor. He was honored last week in their game against Zanesville for his 50 years, had family, former players on the field, and looked sheepishly embarrassed by all of the attention that was being tossed his way.
Well, when he and I talked before the game tonight, I got to know him a little bit when we recognized him as a longtime coach through the National Football Foundation, Columbus chapter. And, the one thing I said is, Coach, just think about the impact that you've had on so many lives with these young men. And he says, I hope so. And I said, you know what, Coach, you see it every day.
Right.
The way that these guys go out there and they've become great men, great fathers, great husbands, great business people. And the game of football does something special for these young men, and I think that's what coaching is all about.
And the way they come back to see him for events like last week.
Absolutely.
That tells and speaks volumes as well, too. 40 seconds left. Licking Valley is going to win this one, and they will improve to 8-0 and go to 5-0 in the Buckeye Division. Randy Boffman's team surging towards another Buckeye Division championship and looking ahead to what they hope will be a lengthy postseason run here in 2025. And that last play will have been the last play of the game. The celebration begins on the visiting sideline in this intense rivalry matchup. Licking Valley comes away with the victory, the second year in a row that they have knocked off their rivals from Granville in what is certainly one of the better Licking County League rivalries, and without a doubt one of the best rivalries in high school football in Central Ohio. Donovan Galone, the star of the show, though, tonight. The hat trick, 3 rushing touchdowns, and he was dominant for this Licking Valley team, which averages 240 yards per game on the ground. And as we referenced a couple of times during the broadcast tonight, throughout this game, it was just a case of Licking Valley doing Licking Valley things. In this one tonight, Galone, 29 carries. Oh, and by the way, 213 yards.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. 35-14 our final. Licking Valley with the victory over Granville on Toyota's Friday Night Rivals. Kellyanne is making her way towards Randy Boffman, and after the handshakes are exchanged, the handshake line, the presentation of the orb. I know we've carried a lot of games, and of course, Jeff and I have worked together for the last 3 years, but I would imagine that Randy Boffman probably has a few orbs in his trophy case.
I would not be surprised.
Out of Licking Valley.
Think of how many times that man has walked across that field to shake the hand of the other coach, knowing that they have kicked their fanny one more time. I mean, and again, he has respect for all of these coaches, obviously, but
and vice versa as well, too.
And no question.
Yeah,
and just another win that he can celebrate with his football team. And Kellyanne's trying to get everybody cycled up down there, and Coach Boffman is a terrific guy to work with, too, in preparation for bringing you high school football here every Friday night.
And he has just picked up his 358th victory as the head coach at Licking Valley, 364 in his glorious career. And Kellyanne Stitz is with Randy Boffman and the Licking Valley Panthers.
Coach Boffman, congratulations on a big win tonight over your rival Granville, 8-0 on the season. How proud are you of your team?
Extremely proud. They played a great ball game. We made some mistakes, and we overcame those mistakes. So I give a lot of credit to the seniors. They hung together, and like I say, we were our worst enemy there for a while, but they hung together, and this is such a great game, they wasn't going to let it get away.
Your team brought the intensity. They played physical. What does it say about the character of this season's group?
Well, I mean, they've been working hard, bonding as a group. Actually, it started last December, so, I mean, they've worked hard for it.
Donovan Galoni had a big night carrying the football. 3 touchdowns for him. What impressed you most about his performance?
Just his effort, breaking tackles and so on. But I know he would be the first to give the credit to the offensive line. But he did a great job for us tonight.
Speaking of, Donovan, I'm going to come to you. 3 touchdowns against your rival in a legacy game. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, I couldn't do it without my O-line. My O-line's my biggest help. I just find the holes. My O-line's the greatest O-line in the world. I mean, I can't find any better O-line.
How much fun did you have tonight?
Oh, I had a lot of fun. I mean, I was probably averaging like 6 or 7 yards per carry, but I had a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations. I'm going to present you guys with the orb. Enjoy this.
And a happy bunch of Panthers. Yeah. Jeff Logan, you were a running back in your days, and that's the first thing you do is you credit that O-line.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There are certain rules in this game of etiquette, and that is one of them.
There are the numbers in tonight's game. We look at our final stats. 318 yards, 219 of those on the ground belong to Donovan Galoni. 429 total yards tonight in a dominating performance by Licking Valley. They had every answer in this game. When Granville would get close, well, start the second half.
Yep.
Before you know it, it's 21-14, Jeff. And what do? They keep the ball 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's amazing. You get that big play, get yourself back into the football game, and then all of a sudden the Panthers shut the door. And only 37 yards rushing. The Blue Aces had to throw the ball a lot in the second half because of the score. So we move on to week number 9.
I think you're right, though. This is a Granville team that is going to be a handful for somebody when we get to week number 11 of this high school football season. Heath Hinton certainly, I think, has some talent on that football team as well, too. And they gave Licking Valley all they could handle tonight, but a little too much Donovan Galoni tonight. And Licking Valley improves to 8-0, 5-0 in the LCL Buckeye. Granville falls to 5-3 and 1-2 in league play. That is a wrap for this edition of Toyota's Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton. We're back with you next Friday at 7 o'clock in CW Columbus. We'll be back in the OCC as Olentangy heads to Dublin Jerome for a Cardinal Division matchup. On behalf of Jeff Logan, Kellyanne Stitz, our stat man Jason Van Hoos, and our producer tonight, great job by Mike Kenlick and our entire CW Columbus crew. I'm Marty Bannister saying thank you for being with us tonight. Reminding you one more time the final score, Licking Valley 35 and Granville 14. So long, everyone, from Granville High School.
Tonight's broadcast of Toyota's Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton, is sponsored by these businesses.
They're recording back there, right? Or they will be? Okay. Once he's done, I'll grab him. Dex, where do you want me? Like right here? Where do you want me to stand? Like right here? Okay. Wherever the lighting looks good. Make me look good.
Turn around, face that way. The back of your head is ridiculous. He left. I wonder where to find him. He had something to do.
Thanks for helping me out.
Okay, I have Coach Boffman. Coach Boffman, congratulations. A dominant win over your rival Granville tonight. How proud are you of your team?
Extremely proud. This is such a big rivalry. that I thought early on our nerves kind of showed a little bit, and I was very concerned about that. But our guys, in terms of execution, kept their composure. They didn't keep their composure sometimes on the penalties, which we'll address that on Monday.
I'm sure you will.
But no, I just you got to be happy whether it's a 1-point win or whatever. This is just that big of a game, you know. I really don't know how many times we played them, but everyone's been a dogfight.
Donovan Galoni, impressive performance tonight, 3 touchdowns in a legacy game. How impressed were you with his performance?
I've been impressed with him all year. You know, he was pretty good running back last year, but he paid his dues. He was a blocking back, and Trent Marcus was the featured ball carrier. And he waited his turn. He just worked and worked. He never missed a time in the weight room, and he's really seized his opportunity, and he's a good leader now.
A couple of tough games to close out the season. How do you look to build off of tonight's win?
The biggest challenge now is to get them back down to earth. It's tough to play another good team after you come off a rivalry game like this. So, you know, as happy as we are, the kids are smart enough. They know we've got tough games coming up, but we'll remind them of it.
Well, Coach, congratulations. Enjoy this one, improving to 8-0 on the season.
Thank you.
Guys.